Okay, where's everybody at?
All right, I'm about to, as soon as we go live, I'm gonna hit the I'm gonna put the thumbnail up.
Okay. Craziness.
Yep. What up? What up?
Yeah. But I appreciate y'all coming through. You know what I mean? I tried to have y'all send the link to Corey to see if he wanted to come through. And so he would know, like, what I would be going over.
Yeah, he got the link. I don't know if he might be with he got the baby and stuff, so
Mm-hmm.
he might be tied up at the moment.
Copy.
Yeah, man. Peace. They already coming in, yo.
Hey, come through.
Coming in by the droves. Got Omar Reed already. What's happening? Thirsty
Right.
Uno. Danny. What's going on?
Craziness. I
Yeah.
was gonna say, I was thinking about typing some joint up like for a show for like you and Corey to do on like the whole quantum quackery.
Oh yeah. We can do that.
And I think that'd be fire if y'all beat that up. And y'all can kind of introduce everybody to like some of like the most prominent people, you know what I mean, and in quantum physics.
True
You
indeed.
know, try to see if there's a way for y'all to explain it to people because that whole quantum physics stuff is not the easiest of
Man,
things to understand.
I ain't gonna bullshit you. I'm still trying to fully understand it. Like it's interesting as hell. You know what I'm saying? Like when you dive that deep into how small it can get. But
Hmm.
yeah, it's very difficult to understand because like physics changes like when you get to a certain point. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So and they don't even like fully understand it all the way. So that's where
yeah,
a lot
because
of pseudoscientists start taking advantage of people that believe in things, you know what I'm saying, that believe in weird shit, and they start making up shit, and then they go haywire. And we can't really like defend it because you know what I'm saying, like when you don't fully know something, they be like, well, y'all don't know. So
yeah,
these gurus know, you
that's
know
the
what
whole
I'm
appeal to
saying?
ignorance. You
Right,
know what I mean?
right.
Yeah, because I've noticed that where you'll see a lot of these just straight up crazy pseudo Bahama the flowers that would try to, introduce the whole quantum physics joint into a lot of their concepts and whatnot to try to get
True,
people on board with just madness.
true indeed. True indeed. They said things like you can control shit with your mind. You know what I mean?
Yep. The vibrations. Got the
I,
vibrations.
I know one was that joke, man. If y'all ain't already, so to the audience, if y'all not already in the pseudo killers group on Facebook, man, y'all need to get in there. There's a lot of jewels be getting dropped in there from everybody that's a member in that joint. But that joke, that picture that I put in there or whatever, where my man was looking at the thing and it was like 2-3 lines. Then he looked away and was like, first he was like, "Yo, it's a beautiful picture," and then he looked away and it was like some more lines or whatever. You know which one I'm talking about?
I'm not quite. Oh yeah, that picture. I was gonna ask you like, yo, I need you to explain that one to me because I'm like I'm not quite understanding the
Yeah, that's that
underlining
that's that
point.
double that's that double slit experiment joint when they was trying to find out if light was a what was it shit, was it a wave or a particle? And that's the one where like when they wasn't observing it, it did something different. So
Okay.
a lot of the a lot of the pseudos was like saying like, yo, when you look away from it, like the space quantum shit, it knows that you're observing it, so it do something different. It was trying to make it seem like a mind thing, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But it ain't, because it was, they found out it was the equipment. But that's, we can go in on that at a later date and go into detail with that. But they found out
Hmm.
it was like, when you just the act of observing it, makes it do something different. So,
Copy.
yeah.
I'm dropping some links here to see if anybody wants to join the Pseudo Killer Facebook group
What's up, Anthony
or the
Bowman?
Discord server.
What's up, Venice? 504 in this joint. You know what I mean? I think that was a good discussion y'all was having the other day, man.
Which one? Because I know y'all were chopping it up yesterday. I missed some of that. Not the whole thing, but some of it I missed it.
What was
Or are you
that?
talking about another time?
Nah, the last time y'all was live. I think y'all was getting on some social issues. I got a dude, I got a homeboy, man. I'm gonna bring him on here one day. When y'all start talking about that stuff, like, yeah, we gonna crank that up real live.
Oh,
Yeah, he a live wire too already. He's a cat I know in Charleston, man. Sosa might know him. Dude named Shot Kim. Social activist out there in Charleston, man. Do a lot of work in the community.
oh, that's cool. So he gonna have a lot to say.
Man, the brother then, man, came a long way. Done been in jail, locked up, got out, got his life together. You know what I'm saying? Started getting, first he was down with the Black Power shit. We was going hard. Then he, started getting more involved with the community. Kind of left the radical shit alone and started getting more involved with the community, man, and doing powerful things out there right now, feeding the homeless. You know what I'm saying? Like doing wonders. Got a community center out there and shit. So I'm gonna
that's
bring him
cool.
on here. I hollered at him today. He said he's gonna come on and shit. So we'll probably not. I don't know if he's coming on today or whatever, but I'm gonna bring him on.
Yeah, because I ain't gonna lie, like we had to do it because people was talking a little reckless, and I'm like, yo, like y'all need to bring some sources up in here, man. Y'all can't be letting the American dream talk reckless, man. I almost beat him up, but damn Sosa saved him.
Man,
damn pseudo apologist. I'm like, let me beat this dude
you know
up real
what we
quick.
need though, and it's kind of what I like about Joe Rogan's show, even though sometimes he be pseudo with it. It's like he got a guy right there on deck. You know what I'm saying? Who just that's what he do. If somebody says something or a claim is made, like he'll look for it to see if there's some validity to what the person is saying. You know what I'm saying? That way the conversation still flows without like, stumping the conversation. That way if somebody look it up, they can be like, hold on, bro, we don't see nothing like that. And then
that was an extreme claim, Sosa.
What claim?
That dude, I said that was an extreme claim. The dude said, dude, we have never been oppressed. And I said, okay, well, when did we stop being oppressed? When did we stop being oppressed?
That's so ridiculous.
Oh, well, after we became free from slavery, really? Okay, so we weren't being oppressed or discriminated upon afterwards?
That's why when he said I wouldn't call it oppression or call it discrimination, that's why I was like, after you make a statement like that, that's so silly. We don't even need to go no further with that.
No, we need to let the dagger drive deep, son.
No,
let it go all the way in.
But hold on.
Don't just caress the chest with the dagger.
No, what I'm saying is that if he already admit to discrimination, it's foolish from that point on. You can't discriminate against somebody without oppression.
I wanted to expose his logic. And I wanted to expose the fact that he didn't know what the fuck he was talking about. So you got a dude that's not from America, immigrates into America, and trying to speak with authority on a subject that has nothing to fucking do with him. And on top of that, he doesn't know what the fuck he's talking about, and he don't know nothing about American history. And I wanted to expose that, and you stopped that, my dude.
It was already exposed when he admitted to discrimination. That's already exposed. Like, so everything else you bring up,
I wanted blood in the street, son. I ain't want to just caress the chest with the dagger. I wanted blood in the street.
I just feel like once shit gets silly, I don't even entertain silliness.
Well, that's the whole point. That's the whole point of the show, We're supposed to be the pseudo killers. That's the whole point of the show. Pseudo killers.
You gotta show that discrimination is not oppression. And say, oh boy, Carl John, try to back him up on some silly shit.
Oh, trust me, I was getting there. I wanted to expose the logic first. I was gonna get there.
That's what I'm saying. Like, okay.
Then now we need to pull up the definition of what oppression is. We need to pull up the definition of discrimination.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Once you pull it up, it's dead. The conversation is dead. Bro.
But that's how you know he ain't know what he was talking about. Because it's like you you and your family weren't here during that time period. So you're
Yeah,
coming
but
from an
I don't like
outside
to put it,
perspective.
I don't like to even put it from just because you're from here, because like we had Stu Peas on. Like you don't got to be from here to understand that discrimination is oppression.
Oh no.
You know what I'm saying? And
Oh,
not
I
have a
agree.
thorough,
My
yeah.
problem is no, I agree with you. My problem is when you're not from here, but you are against us, yo. That's when I got a problem with you. It's like, yo, you not from here and you're against us on some shit that you don't even know, let alone understand, or even trying to understand.
Yeah, I get it. I get it.
This conversation ain't for you. Maybe you need to stay out of these conversations until the conversation got something to do with Jamaica.
No,
You
no,
can
but
have a whole lot to say.
I like when people jump in with their head underwater. Like that's the whole point. You know what I'm saying? So you can, you know what I mean? So you can expose a particular type of thought process, and you can show people how and why that shit is nonsensical. Feel me? So I don't mind. So we did shows with the Abos, and the Abo was coming on trying to show that they ain't goddamn Africans. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, they got beat the fuck up. They got beat up.
Yeah, they pretty much faded to black. You don't really hear about them
I
too
don't
much.
know. Dane Calloway still making a gang of videos and making a gang of views and getting a
Yeah,
gang
but
of
he's
subs
keeping it.
off of that.
Yeah, they keeping it separate. But it started like branching off, and he was getting like 5-6 channels doing the same type of rhetoric. But now he understands, like, you know what? I'm not even gonna have that conversation amongst people that's gonna challenge me. And that's the best you can do. He just got his little cult going on. We can just feed him misinformation. You know what I'm saying? He'll never jump on the pseudo killers. He'll never talk to Rob on again. You know what I mean? That's the best you
Man,
can do.
they don't got beat up so bad over there. Goodness.
It's just stupid. Really.
It is what it is. Like once DNA and historical facts start coming into the conversation, like they just shut down because
Yeah,
you can't prove that you're not African. You can't prove that shit. Like we only been here for a couple hundred years, my dude. We just assimilated into the culture. We created our own culture over here. We never stopped being African until our asses get a whole new mother flipping haplogroup. We still African. And that's gonna take a couple thousands. That's gonna take some thousands upon thousands of years for us to get a new damn haplogroup.
What was y'all's answer to the question about, if y'all was in another country locked up, would y'all claim to be African or American?
Man, American, man, start that foolishness.
Now, so Chef brought up.
Well, we would have to go with our nationality because
look, we was talking about this the other day, right? And Chef brought up a good point. Like now, over in Russia right now, it might not be a good thing to be, saying that you're an American right now.
Yeah, but you can't go to the African embassy. You gotta go to the American.
I don't think it would really
embassy.
matter. Like Russia doing their own thing right now.
They're gonna be like, buddy, what country from Africa? Okay, buddy, get up out of here. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Yeah.
And then even though they don't want you to go, that American embassy gonna come for you.
Yeah,
Africa ain't coming for your ass.
Yeah, man, we African Americans, man. We're under the jurisdiction of America, so
yeah. I would say I'm American too, for the record. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, he gonna be like, who? Charles Jones? Charles Jones? I don't think so, buddy.
Right.
David Green?
Just like Kwame Ture.
You sure he's African? You know what I'm saying?
Kwame Ture said, just keep it simple. You're African, but where are you from? America. Right. You're African. Yeah. Where are you from? Haiti. You're African. Where are you from? Canada. Now things get a little confusing. Like once people start mixing and matching, you know what I mean?
Who can protect you at the end of the day?
Right.
Yeah, I guess so.
America will come for your ass, bro. They'll come get you.
Straight up. We can scream, we hate America all we want, yo, but we all know we American at the end of the day.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I mean, we're both, you know what I mean?
Man, you'll be on the news.
Racially, we're African, but culturally, we're American. You know, we're mixed. We hold on to a whole bunch of shit.
And to be honest with you, like the people that screaming like "fuck America" and all that, nobody's stopping you from relocating. You know what I'm saying? Your residence. Like you can go to them. You can go to them other countries and live. Now I know I got a partner that actually went and did it. Like he was about his word and went over there and did it. But it ain't. It ain't all it was cooked up to be. You feel me?
That's the only niggas I respect. And I be saying that shit all the time, King.
Man, hey, look, I got a Sosa, you might know, like a partner from Charleston, you know what I'm saying, was living out here. And he was talking about this Africa shit for like 7, 8 years, yo, that I'd known him. And he actually went out there and took his whole family. They went out there and did that, yo. You know what I'm saying? So, you know what I mean?
Yeah, that's
I couldn't knock it. Now, these dudes that's out here selling books and trying to do tours and all right, that's cool. But, you know, if y'all really saying y'all love Africa that much, I mean, why y'all ain't over there yet?
Facts. And I be saying,
I think you could. I think you can do
family.
both. Like,
I understand family and shit like that. You got family over here, but like, it ain't nothing stopping you from going over there and living over there, yo.
Right. And I be saying, you know, I'm particular. Like, I like particular systems, government systems. So even if I was to go to Africa, I'm gonna make sure I look at what type of government system they got over there. You feel me? I want to,
and it's fucked up. Well, where he went at is like the infrastructure is fucked up. The government is you know, they corrupt.
But then you gotta look at why is
police,
it like that though?
The police,
yes, it does. Yes, it does.
When you're moving over there, it don't matter.
And this is Ghana. This is Ghana now. You know what I'm saying? And the police is corrupt. They bribe. They you know, they stop you in little traffic stops. You got to give them a little something to get through. You know, all that. And it's
does it matter why? You know what I mean? Black people ended up here in America. Does it matter why?
I mean, it matters why in terms of the history, but if I'm choosing the place to move, I need to know what is. Fuck why it is.
Yeah, I agree in that sense. But like, I'm just saying in the sense of, you know, being accurate. You got to look at like why those places ended up the way that they were. Like, who was in control of these areas? What colonial forces was doing what over there? You know what I mean?
How many conversations
more
had about why already
What's
know?
up?
All right, y'all, thumbnail is up. I had to figure that shit out, how to add it while we was live, but it's up now, so y'all can start y'all show whenever y'all ready. Unc is in the building. What's up, Unc?
What's up, Unc?
Okay.
What's up? I ain't read
Perfect
that.
timing.
What was I supposed to read though, CK?
Man, you are shameful, my dude. This mother flower here. We finna fight, Everybody move the hell out my way. I'm pushing Sosa out the way. I'm pushing Kent out the way.
No, I read it. I read it yesterday. I read it right at 9 o'clock, though, because I ain't want to jump in. I ain't want to jump in and didn't read it yet.
I sent this article to Unc weeks ago.
While we live, can we start the show? Don't do it while we live. Start the show.
No.
Right? She about to argue.
This is part of Sheffrin's entertainment. Sheffrin needs his entertainment, so I got to beat up Unc real quick. Part of the entertainment. I am mad at Brother Unc because I gave him this article weeks ago. This mother flower didn't read it. I said, yo, I think we should do a show on this, blah, blah, blah. He didn't say anything. Then this mother flower said, hey, yo, CK, let's do it this Friday. And I said, are you sure this Friday is a good time?
Man,
we're gonna do it Friday, CK. We're gonna do it Friday. I said, okay, what time is good for you, Unc? 9 o'clock. 9 o'clock, Unc. Yeah. So I'm going around telling the team, we finna do this shit at Friday at 9. Here is the mother flipping article. Sheffrin is like, CK, do the thumbnail, CK. And I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna go ahead and do it right now. So here I am typing shit up, writing some stuff down. I make the darn thumbnail. Everybody like the darn thumbnail. I'm hoping that somebody don't like it so I can tweak it if they don't like it for whatever reason need be. Friday comes around, where the
You the new thumbnail maker.
Oh my goodness. Friday comes around, where is everyone? 9 o'clock comes around, I don't say nothing. 10 o'clock comes around, I'm like, yo, are we still doing this show? Nobody says anything. So I'm like, well, you know what? Fuck it. I guess we ain't doing it today. If we were going to change the date and time, you could have just let me know.
Yeah, we actually went live a little bit early Friday, so I only got so much time today on. I got kids. I don't want to miss those moments for free YouTube. Yo, my fault. Yo, I'm sorry.
Nah, I would never ask you to do that, Unc, ever.
I ain't gonna do it. I ain't listening, yo. Y'all got it.
But I just wish you would have let me know. You could have just been like, yo, CK, we need to reschedule this.
My fault, CK. This is the way y'all had me out there one time. Nobody was ready. I ain't playing that shit. No, I ain't listening to that shit. Right. It all happened.
That's true.
Yeah.
That is true.
Anyways.
Channel on self check now. We good, yo. We is the shit live yet?
Yeah, we live.
Yeah.
Dang, I'm glad.
Yeah, we've been live.
I'm about to say something.
I'm about to kick it. I'm about to kick it off. Hold on, I'm pulling up the
You got to
article
watch the
now.
Shavis presentation. I was about to say something crazy.
Man, that's a whole nother conversation.
He did a presentation. He did a presentation.
I think I know he sent it to me. I clicked in, but I didn't quite understand what it was. I didn't know. I did hear at the end that it was like both sides are like unclear. That's not science is clear on what the fuck it is. That's for sure.
Did he take a position or he just
he didn't. They seen it, they didn't see it, but they seen it, they didn't see it. The mythology around it didn't see it, they saw it.
Okay, so they backed off. Okay, he backed off the position. Okay.
But they saw it.
That's
though.
good.
They did see it.
I'm glad. I'm
They
glad he
it.
back. They saw it.
They saw
they did
it.
see it. Oh,
but
shit.
they didn't see it though.
But they knew about
seen it. They saw it. They knew about it. Didn't know about it, but they did know about it. They religion, yo.
But they speculated.
They speculating, but everybody speculating because they speculate. Niggas ain't speculate shit. Gotta have a whole lot of shit to speculate. That motherfucker.
I gave up on it. I said, man, you got it, bro.
Yeah, they won.
Man,
they
look,
definitely won.
I told you have a good day, sir. You know what I'm saying? I don't even want to argue with him no more.
Yeah, I ain't arguing this shit. I refuse to. Yeah, I seen the premiere. I seen it, man. Yeah, and y'all won. Yeah, with that presentation, man, that's a super thorough presentation. Yo, it proves y'all point, man. Y'all got it.
I hope he played my Madupi. I hope he played my Madupi. We're gonna do a show though.
We're gonna give him the Nobel Prize in Science for that. To the Dogon, because they ain't recognizing the Dogon, right?
Man. I need y'all to ignore this pettiness that is taking place here.
Man, that ain't petty.
We giving them props.
Gotta give them their props to do.
I'm giving
the African Nation props, nigga. Yeah, shout out to Chad, yo, but shout out to the Dogon. Them niggas did some shit that motherfuckers, man, shit, nigga.
Before the math.
Before the math, before the spectrum, the color spectrum, the spectrum meter, all that. They did all that. Them niggas knew the what type of weight the element had and how stars. Oh my God. Yeah, I gotta give it to them. Y'all niggas was spectacular. They should have been on the fucking moon. That's what they should have been.
Craziness.
Flew to the moon.
Anyways, but I do want to thank good brother Ankh and my team for coming through tonight for this show that I tried to set up. I wanted to thank everybody for coming through that came through. You know what I mean? Make sure y'all like, share the video, try to get some more folks to come through here. Hopefully this will be a pretty interesting night. You know, and in Ankh fashion, I gotta start it out correct. What's good? What's happening? A well-organized lie defeats a disorganized truth every time. And we coming through to do what we got to do. And we're gonna do what we got to do. We standing tall. We standing strong. Hey, you know what it is. Pseudo killers on deck. Peace, everyone. Good brother Kent, Pseudo Killer Official. What's up, my dude?
What's up, man? Just right here, man, holding it down. Trying to make sure the kids don't close my laptop. You know, they out here being mischievous. But everything good, man. What's up with you, man?
Hey, you know what it is. Death to the pseudos up in here. Good brother Sheffrin L. You hear good brother Sheffrin? Pseudo Killer Official. With the turban. Uh-oh.
You got the turban on the day.
Man, he in the black hole. Good brother Sosa, what it do? Good brother Pseudo Killer.
Everything good. Should ready to get it rocky, man. Peace to everybody. Peace to everybody in chat. Let's get it popping.
Copy. And of course, like this just wouldn't be a Pseudo Killer show if the God Killer wasn't in the building. What's up, good brother Ankh? Pseudo Killer on deck.
Hey, pseudo Killer Official, man. What's going on, CK? Well, I see you. What's up, Kent? I see you. Sosa, I see you. Chef Nell, I see you. Who else we got on here?
Yeah, we missing some folks, man. Probably because they thought we was doing this yesterday.
What happened? We did a show. Matter of fact, we had a spectacular show.
Yeah, that show was good yesterday.
Afternoon. That was some that was good. Like I enjoy shit like that, man. That was good, man. I'm enjoying this, man. I'm also premiering that Death to the Pseudos confirmation bias. Yeah, that's coming up. That's gonna be right on there. That's already in the download. That's the serious one. So CK, you keep your video series is actually taking off, man. Getting views that most people
Yeah,
wouldn't
thank
even
you.
get on that type of shit. But that shit be fire, yo. So
Yeah.
I just want to shout you out on that work you're doing for us, and you making it happen, and you stepping up, man. No pseudos.
Yeah, death to the pseudos. I'm like, of course, if y'all, watch the videos or whatever, I have no problem with y'all critiquing it and letting me know, hey, you messed this up. Or hey, CK, maybe you should do this. This will be a little bit better. Like, I'm definitely open for it. And trust and believe there will be some grammar errors, some spelling errors, and I try to catch it. But, whatever advice or critique y'all give me, it does nothing but make me better.
Oh yeah,
Indeed.
I ain't gonna let you load no trash on the channel though. That's for damn sure.
Oh, hell no. That's why I go through you for everything.
Anti-scientific shit. Yeah, we ain't doing the anti-scientific shit with the. They didn't say it, but they did say they did. Nah, yo, come on, yo. We're gonna stick
Nah,
to the science.
I'll never do nothing like that.
Can't do it.
But
We ain't
I'll
ready to
give
do
y'all
that.
an example. Like when I did the very first Death to the Pseudo video, Appeal to Authority, Uncle's like, dang, CK, this is kind of long. Can you make it shorter? So that's where the whole pseudo slayer lessons comes in. You know what I mean? I ain't gonna be doing no talking in those videos. They're gonna be pure information, pure whatever it is that I'm putting up there that I'm trying to convey in those lessons. And it's gonna be short and sweet to the point. And I think people might like those a little bit better because it's not really lecture style. It's more like, hype video.
Mm,
Sure indeed.
Copy. So just to go ahead and kick it off, I ain't trying to keep people waiting. I already threw the link to the video. I mean, not the video, the link to the article that we're going to be going through tonight. You know what I mean? And I thought this was right up the alley of good brother Aunt because he always goes over evolution and all that good stuff. So just in case anybody in the chat, you know what I mean, wants to read the article with us. Oh, crud. Is it too long?
Yeah, don't hit us with the read 'em ship.
Hold on. No, not the article, the link. Christ.
Yeah, the article is actually
it's not
short.
that long at all. But this is the article here.
Read 'em shit.
So if y'all want to read it, no, we ain't doing that. So just in case.
I do have a story for that though. After you finish, bringing up.
Copy. I'm gonna be as quick as possible. So that's the article there. The article is in the Discord server, just in case for those people that may miss it or catch the replay or whatever. You can read along with us, or you can stick with me. I'm gonna start from the top, and we're gonna get it cracking, and then boom, we'll drop the link. So if anybody want to jump on the panel to get their 2 cents, y'all can do that too. So boom.
Don't do the read 'em shit.
All right, so we're gonna start from the top. You know what I mean? We're gonna start from the top. This is an article from the Psychology Today, written by Gary Wink.
Let me see.
PhD.
Let me see.
Oh, can y'all see my screen? Okay, let me turn my phone to the side so y'all can see it.
It's big now.
Yeah, you got to turn your phone horizontally so people can read it.
You gotta use the Cheffernell method.
Cheffernell method.
Cheffernell method. When you read a piece, then everybody weighed in. That's the Cheffernell method.
Yeah.
Or
that's
you can
how it's
use the
going
God
down.
killer method when you read something, you add flavor to the motherfucker. What you don't do is don't just read that read 'em shit. It's called the read 'em shit.
Hey, by all means, interject whenever y'all feel like it. It's all good.
Yeah,
it's not that long. It's a real short article. It's only like 4 paragraphs, maybe 3.
Read 'em shit would change the sleep 'em shit. When we in this bitch sleep, I don't want to go to sleep.
Nah, you ain't going to sleep around me, my dude. So this article literally just came out about 10 days ago. Yeah, this article just came out about 2 weeks ago, not quite. And the title of this article is Not Believing in Evolution Predicts Bigotry and Racism. And it basically goes into the reluctance to accept human evolution is linked to prejudice and racism. So some of the key points that this article is going to go over is personality traits that underline widespread reluctance to accept facts over beliefs influences our behaviors towards others. People who think that they are not at all like other animals have a narrower characterization of their in-group. Americans who do not believe in human evolution were more likely to display higher levels of prejudice, express openly racist attitudes. And then acceptance of the principles of human evolution also vary by gender, age, education, and political party. So we start from the top. Do you believe in human evolution? Scientists believe that human beings developed from other now extinct animals over a very long periods of time. The fact that the scientific evidence in support of human evolution is overwhelming and has had little impact on strongly held disbeliefs of a consistent percentage of the world's population. Psychologists would like to understand the personality traits that underlie such widespread reluctance to accept fact over belief, and whether this reluctance influences our behavior towards others. Since the mid 1800s, the concept of evolution has affected the way humans thought about themselves with respect to others. Unfortunately, the basic principles of evolution were quickly used to justify racism, prejudice, and homophobia. Some leaders morphed the concept of natural selection, leading to the survival of the fittest, into policies to justify discrimination, slavery, and genocide. This misrepresentation reinforced the arguments of eugenists, white supremacists, and Nazi ideology. A study of 62,000 people in 45 countries discovered that a reluctance to accept the reality of human evolution is linked to a tendency to demonize outsiders. People who think that
Freeze.
they are not at what's up?
No, go ahead. People to think that what? Then freeze it.
Basically, the part that I just read, it says that people who think that they are not at all like other animals have a narrower characterization of their in-group. This view appears to lead to less empathy and more animosity towards people from other sociocultural backgrounds. The authors reported that disbelief in human evolution predicts display of racial prejudice and hostility to others who are not part of one's in-group.
All right, stop right there. Let's talk about that. Shit, you ain't gonna read and ship us to death, goddamn it.
Oh, the
But
next paragraph is
that's
the
a
last
tip.
paragraph, I think.
All right, well, okay, we get to it. Shit, we
Copy.
get to it. So let's talk about that for a minute. I know we was engulfed in conversations of like black allergy, and then on the other side, just pure nonsense. So, like, not really understanding evolution would lead you to think that an African couldn't be light skinned with blue eyes and not having been mixed with anything. But once you understand evolution, that's not even a problem. But there's this goes right into it. There's no one way to look African, and that racism clearly said there was one way to look African. You would have to have the peppercorn hair and the extra dark skin and the big lips. Then you was African. Anything other than that, you was either mixed or outside of continent, and that was racism. So you treated people different, and then you see we practice colorisms in the black community, right?
Mhm.
You light skin, I'm better. You know what I'm saying? I'm dark skin, I'm better. You the Egyptians, peppercorn, dark, like you know what I'm saying. And if the Egyptians was light skinned with blue eyes at time, or light skinned with brown eyes, then they was the outside. They really wasn't the real Egyptians. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, not understand evolution and really put you on the spot right there. I just want to kind of, anybody else want to add to that?
No, I just know at that part where you said people who think that they are not at all like other animals have narrow categorization in their in group. Um, it's like what you said back in the day. He was like, what people got against the monkeys? Like, why can't we? You know what I'm saying? Why can't we be related to other animals? You know what I mean? I think religion has a lot to do with that, though. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
It makes animals seem less, and then we kind of don't even have compassion towards animals sometimes because of that. It's like we feel like oh, you're an animal. I'm a human.
you better. It make you
Yep,
think you
better.
better.
Yeah, like all
When
of
it-
us,
You don't have a soul. I can abuse you. I can eat you.
right?
You know,
You is gonna eat you. We gonna eat you though. We're gonna eat the other animal.
you ain't finna eat no dog or no cat.
Just don't kill a dog. And then that's what I used to
Oh,
be
no.
like. We won't kill a
Ah.
dog, but we'll kill like kill a squirrel like it ain't nothing. No, we'll step on a rope. It's all life. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, it's crazy at the end of the day when you think about it.
Is well, you're gonna eat a dog if that's what that's another thing. That's kind of like a little sidebar. And it kind of came to fruition with the pandemic and how they was trying to find a way for you not to actually knock another cultural food choices.
Mhm.
So like you're a barbarian if you eat monkeys. When that's in the Congo, in certain African nations, in certain nations in Asia, monkey is a fine cuisine. That's what they eat. Bush meat. Okay, in China, these wet markets, they eat a lot of different animals that we would consider exotic. In North America, we eat shrimp, we eat alligator. You know what I'm saying? We eat squirrel, right? And then that's state to state. In the country, niggas eating squirrel and possum. I ain't eating that. And frogs, right? But to start to make fun of that, right, is when that becomes, you know what I'm saying, a problem, right? So I say that to say that humans are omnivores. They're gonna eat anything,
It's meat,
right?
meat at the end of the day.
Yeah, eat meat, plants, nuts, berries. They're omnivores. Like we're not specialized eaters. The Homo sapiens are the last. Why? Because they wasn't specialized eaters. You had those specialized eaters with bigger jaws, a nutcracker, where they ate nuts, a lot of nuts and stuff like that. Some of them was just eating grains or just vegetables.
Yeah, insects.
Insect, right. And so we eat everything. Grasshoppers, snakes. You know what I'm saying? We don't eat a whole lot of people. It's like a mechanism in us to make us realize that eating people is crazy.
Yeah.
Right. So if a person eating humans, that's like you unstable. You're not stable. It's something in us through the evolutionary process, right? That gives you, a certain type of empathy. It's like a man, what they call it? God damn it.
I think they ate other humans due to like food scarcity.
Yeah.
A lot of those cultures.
That's different. That's different. Yeah, that's different. You know what I'm saying? Like
sometimes it was cultural.
Nah, that's not the norm. You get it? It's not a social, it's a taboo. Right? Like it's a taboo to have sex with your daughters, right? You know what I'm saying? Or the females having sex with their sons, the mothers. That's a taboo. It's, you know what I'm saying, like incest. Right?
I think it depends on the culture. Because
Nah,
some cultures
no. This is what
cannibalism
I'm saying.
Cannibalism is taboo.
Hold up. Wasn't
taboo?
incest?
CK, I'm trying to show you something.
No, it's only taboo in certain cultures.
Wasn't incest prominent before Darwin?
That's what I'm saying.
Darwin got involved with it and it was like, yo, y'all need to stop.
Nah,
it was
Darwin
already
had the second cut.
Yeah.
No, go ahead. So
yeah, it was already on a done out. They already understood.
Oh shit!
That.
I actually had 2 more paragraphs left, y'all. Not one.
That's why I listened to you, CK. You put us on the reading ship. I know what's that.
But when it comes to some of the critique they got in China, is really due to the monkeys, because the monkeys carry SIV, and then the conditions of the wet market that they were housing some of them in. So it was like very hazardous. You know what I'm saying? Like a lot of blood on the ground. Like it wasn't it's not like FDA approved type site. You know what I'm saying? But in general, though, you don't want to be consuming monkeys. You know what I mean? Unless you're in a situation like you're a hunter gatherer out in the tropical rainforest, and you know what I'm saying. But for a population that comes in contact with a worldwide base, you don't want to be consuming something that carries SIV.
Hey, Cedric Brown said no animal eats their own species for food, but I think that's wrong because I
that's wrong.
Believe fish.
Like, do Mr. Flowers just not watch the Discovery Channel as a kid?
Like they eat their own, dog.
They will. Let the food get scarce.
Yeah, a dog will eat his own. A dog will eat his own
common.
Lions.
Yeah, it's common among some animals. Like if one of the babies are ill or they don't think it won't make it, they'll eat it.
Yeah. Or they eat the runt. They eat the runt. Whatever one's the runt, they eat it. Yeah, it's not. Yeah, you tripping with that.
Yeah. All right. I'm gonna read these last two paragraphs so we can, I could pull this down. Okay, so for the next paragraph, the study reported that people born in America who do not believe in human evolution were more likely to display higher levels of prejudice, express openly racist attitudes, and defend in use of discrimination against others who were Black, immigrants, lesbian, gay, bisexual, transgender, and queer. Americans who reported doubts about evolution also displayed greater um, militaristic attitudes towards political and religious outgroups. People living in 19 European
To that
countries.
point, hold on to that point,
What's up?
CK.
TV's off.
Go back to that first that paragraph right there speaks a lot to
Yeah, because
the Black Power community. You know what
they
I'm
must
saying?
don't have it. It must not become on the market,
You
huh?
got mute out. But it speaks a lot to the Black Power community because when you talk about evolution to them,
They don't agree with it either.
they don't agree with it because they don't want to be related to white people. They say white people are a whole different thing.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? They're not human. You know what I'm saying? That man shit they be trying to pull. And it's just ridiculous when you think about it, man. It kind of got me out of my attitudes about white people when I started reading into evolution and understanding that we was all connected. You know what I mean? Like when you actually realize, like, yo, everybody 99.9%, genetically the same. All of the other shit is bullshit. It go out the window. You know what I mean? And then when you think about so say when you go to the lesbian and gay and bisexual people and shit like that, we used to be like, yo, ain't no gay gene, like that shit ain't right. You know what I'm saying? But you see it throughout nature where animals can be gay and shit. So once I saw it, I was like, damn, I can't even, you know what I'm saying? They just regular people. They just doing what's natural to them. You know what I'm saying? I can't fuck with, I can't be mad because I don't live that type of life, you know what I'm saying, that they live, and I don't agree with it. But I just have to then realize, like, yo, the world is bigger than just, my perspective and what I think should be. You know what
Right,
I'm saying?
and it's in all cultures. It's in all cultures globally.
All cultures.
Yeah.
Yep. All right, I'm gonna read this last paragraph. Boom. So people living in 19 European countries, 25 Muslim countries, and Israel who expressed disbelief in human evolution also reported high in-group biases, which is the tendency to favor their own group above that of others, and prejudicial attitudes. I think I said that right. Attitudes toward others not part of their own group. These people also express less support for conflict resolution. So that was the article. Like I said, I dropped it in the chat. If y'all need it, I can drop it again. It's also in the Discord server. I think I put it in the Racism in Science channel in the Pseudo Killer Discord server. And the only problem I have with this article, just one problem, that when they got to this part right here and they started talking about people that have racist or discriminatory attitudes, I thought it was strange that they left sexism out. Like they talked about at the beginning of the article about how people that were against evolution in the beginning back in the day, it started this survival of the fittest kind of mentality. You know what I mean? So I thought it was just strange that when they started talking about all these other groups that tend to be discriminated upon by people that don't believe or don't agree with the facts attributed to evolution, that they wouldn't also be sexist as well. All right.
Oh yeah.
So boom.
Yeah. It just, man, when you learn about evolution, man, and you know what I'm saying, you accept the evidence, it opens your mind up, you know what I'm saying, to be able to accept people and accept a lot of things that about this world that religion might have made you disagree with just because it was, what the Bible said or what the Quran said. You know what I'm saying?
Copy.
Sure. Yeah, for sure. Like I said, if you don't believe in evolution, then you're not going to believe that all humans descend from Africa. So then you might think that your race, is superior because we don't come from there. They a lower level. We evolved over here. You know what I mean? You can create all types of false pseudoscientific understandings based on that misunderstandings.
Man, when I used to see Unc battle them cats back in the day, and they like Sarah Suit said, he used to always be like, nah, hell nah, you trying to connect us to that white man. That's racist right there, yo. Like,
Yeah.
when you look at the old Sonetta, you know, when they talk about evolution, everybody was against Unc with that shit. You know what I'm saying? And
that's when I stopped watching SETI, when he started getting on that tip. I was like, yo, that's not factual SETI. You know, I was like, I can't watch this dude no more. I can't do it.
But they've been racist, and we just didn't realize. Like, I mean, we opened our eyes, we could realize it, but it was like they've been racist, yo.
I know, but I think it gets to a point where one thing that has to be cleared up with evolution, we get evolution and adaptation mixed up.
Mm-hmm.
So if we get evolution and adaptation mixed up, and white people have done this for years, right? By getting adaptation and evolution mixed up. So they'll take adaptation as evolution, and they'll postulate that they became better, right? Because they changed from, they adapted, and those changes was evolution, which it is, but it's really just a form of adaptation. You didn't speciate. You didn't change into something else. You just adapted. Like, for instance, it's only one dog. It's a whole bunch of different breeds of dogs, but it's just one dog, and all of those dogs can mate with each other and have offspring. So they never changed or speciated, right? They just adapted to different, climates and y'all see what I'm saying?
Copy. Right. And peace, by the way, good brother Chefren. You just kind of popped in and went off, but I like it though. You spicy.
That was a remix. That was a remix after that evolution beat that guy there. We different species shit. They were like, okay, well then.
Like, yo, they used to really, man, niggas used to really be on some like white people are born evil type shit, dog. Like, it used to be crazy, and we used to sit up there and then I don't know if all of y'all was, but if you was part of that Black Power movement, like you went with that, like, yo, they evil. That's our born enemy.
Homosexuality is a European trait started by Europeans.
Right. Black Africans couldn't have been. Africans never was that. They had learned that from the European.
You're right.
You know what I'm saying?
Let me throw this piece in real quick, real fast. So adaptation is evolution. It's a mechanism in evolution. So you got stuff like sexual selection, horizontal gene flow. All right, there's a few mechanisms. So it is a mechanism. So and so Charles Darwin, they say he was the father of evolution, but he was really the father of natural selection. That's also a mechanism. So there's different things, and sometimes in combination of it. So what Chef is actually talking about is that white people was thinking that evolution had a direction, and so if quote unquote Black people was first, which ain't even making no sense, right? Then things evolved and got better, but that's not how evolution works. It's actually not a direction. There is no direction, and things just have to barely work, right? And it doesn't even have to be the best thing, but it just barely worked. It worked better than the other shit. Maybe
it's good enough.
It's good enough, right? And some shit don't even make no sense. Like, yeah, there's certain there's certain arteries that's connected to your heart and your brain that wrap all around shit. That's stupid, but that's how you can tell, right? That we evolved, like the giraffe, right? And there's a whole lot of things to it, but no, evolution does not have a direction, and no, it's not perfect. Maybe later on in the show, I'll get the name of that major artery that connect to your heart and your brain. Is that over time as the neck got longer in the giraffe, this shit don't even make no sense. Like, why would it be like that? In humans, like, that shit's stupid. Yeah, it didn't make, but it worked good enough. Yeah. But yeah, go ahead.
I like to look at the damn the fish that climb trees. It still got fins. Feel me? But when high tide comes, it climbs out of the water, and it has its nest in the trees. You know what I'm saying? And it's able to breathe oxygen, and it puts oxygen into the nest, so his babies is born out of the water. You know what I'm saying? But he don't even got the right mechanism so per se to climb trees, but this shit worked good enough. You know what I'm saying? So it looked crazy, but it don't matter how it look, as long as it can do what it do. You feel me?
Hey, I wanted to
Gotcha.
read something else to just support
Oh,
what
You talking about that
shit, I can't
laryngeal?
drop it. Oh, it's too long. Well, fuck it.
Yeah.
I want to read something real quick to kind of support what good brother Sheffrin had said.
You talking about that
I ain't gonna read the whole
laryngeal?
thing. I'm just gonna read the
I ain't gonna
poster.
let you read the whole thing. You ain't get us to read them
Hey,
shit.
hold
I ain't
on.
gonna let
Hey,
you
hold
do
on,
it.
CK. Hey, before you get off that point, you was talking about that laryngeal nerve.
Yep, absolutely,
That's in that giraffe and the human. And in the giraffe, it loops all the way down, and in the human, it loops up. You know what I'm saying?
Loops around the heart and all that crazy shit. Like it doesn't even make sense to do it.
It's in the evolution book, but it's not on the digital version, so I can't share the picture that
It's
show
in
you.
Bill Nye. It's in Bill. Is it in Bill Nye's work?
Bill Nye talked
Bill
about it
Nye's
too.
sent.
Yeah.
And your man, how you say his name?
Donald Prethero.
Donald Prethero. He got in that book too. Yeah, that's a good one. Yeah,
That's the evolution book I was talking about. I'm looking at the picture right
talking
now.
about Donald Prethero. Oh, you don't got the PDF. You can read a little piece.
I got the PDF, but it's the I got the book is the second edition joint. So the first edition don't have a picture.
Let me see. Yeah, go ahead, read that. I'll go get the source.
Copy.
I
So
want to talk
boom,
about
I'm
the
gonna share my
vertebrates
screen.
too.
I ain't gonna read the whole thing. I'm just gonna read the poster.
I ain't gonna let you. Read them
to
shit.
support
Read
my
them
good
shit.
brother Sheffrin. So I'm going to share my screen. I can't share the link because the link itself is too long. But this is from Padilla.com. And I really just wanted the poster from it. I really ain't finna read this, but the title of the article is Difference Between Adaptation and Evolution. And this article is from 2018. But I thought that this poster here is pretty cool. So it goes in to explain the difference between adaptation versus evolution. So adaptation is a form or a structure modified to fit a changed environment. Evolution is a change in the hereditary characteristics of a biological populations over successive generations. When it comes to adaptation, it's a change in the phenotypic level. In evolution, it is a change in the genotypic level. With adaptation, it is a short-term change. In evolution, it is a long-term change. In adaptation, it occurs under the effect of environmental conditions. In evolution, it occurs due to speciation. In adaptation, it's a reversible change. In evolution, it is an irreversible change which occurs over generations. And with adaptation, it results in phenotypic variations among species, versus in evolution, it results in a new species. So I thought that was a good one to read. And thank you, good brother Sheffrin, for bringing up that we confuse the difference between adaptation and evolution, because I ain't gonna lie, I'm guilty of it too.
That is a common mistake. You feel me? And that's what leads to that's what leads to the racism, right? When you see, and that's one thing that make Black people shy away from evolution, right? Because when you look at a generic picture of evolution, they show the ape or the monkey all the way up to modern humans, right? So then you'll think that, okay, if modern humans ended with modern humans, like us Black people was the first, and then white people came later, then it'll make you think that they evolved into something better, because you think that every successive stage from that monkey to a Black man, was like Unc said, moving forward or moving, becoming better, right? And then so if that's the case, if white people came after us, then did they get better? Are they a better form of Homo sapien? You feel me? So you gotta separate adaptation from evolution. If you don't, it's going to lead to some form of racism, or you know what I mean, That's just is natural. That your
Yeah.
brain is gonna make those connections if you don't separate those two. That was the point. I appreciate that, CK.
Yeah, I agree. I used to think the same way before I kind of started getting corrected, even by Unc. And what I was gonna ask y'all earlier, you know what I mean, is why do y'all
Again,
think?
CK, you said it again.
Say what? What I say?
Adaptation is evolution. Yeah, you
I just
saying it.
read
You
something
saying
that
it.
said that there's a
No,
difference between
but you
adaptation
have
and
to
evolution.
separate it though.
No, whatever. What the hell? What
So
source
if
you
you
got?
don't
No,
separate
you
it, it's going to cause the rate.
No.
I'm telling you,
Yeah, I agree with
No.
you
Sheffrey
What's
have
the
to
because
source you
when you
explain
got?
them
don't,
both.
Man, I'm not sitting there. I'm not sitting here arguing with y'all, man. Let me see which source you use. Chef, I was doing something else.
you want
Let
me
me
to
see that
drop
shit,
it?
CK.
Yeah,
Right.
I'll drop it in the
Come on.
back
No,
chat because
what's the
it's too
name of
long.
it? What's the name of it?
I'm gonna drop it
Come
in
on,
the
yo. So
chat
then,
so you
if
could just
adaptation
click
is
it.
not wait. So if adaptation is not a mechanism in evolution, then what are we really talking about?
Hold
It's a
on, I'll just pull
mechanism.
it back up.
Yeah. What the hell is you? Let me look. Man, let me get. See, I can't even take a break on.
I really just wanted the damn poster. That's all I really
So
wanted.
what? We got people listening, yo, and I need to know. Chef, if you got some source to say that adaptation is not evolution,
I'm
Yeah,
telling you where
it's
evolution
the
is not
difference
one
I'm
thing.
between
telling
it's
you where the
it's old, but
confusion come in at.
What?
I'm,
No, go ahead. What were you saying?
I'm telling you where the confusion come in at.
yeah, I dropped it in the back chat. I don't know, it's still too long, even when I dropped it in there. But I really didn't really care about the article per se. It was really the poster, and I didn't feel like trying to find it um in the damn Google images or Bing images or whatever. But there's just one difference in that the adaptation are short-term changes that are irreversible. You know what I mean? Evolutional changes are permanent or long-term rather.
Yeah, I would say long term, but I don't say anything evolutionary can be permanent.
Yeah, come on, yo. Right.
Yeah.
That shit ain't gonna...
Yeah, none can be permanent.
Yeah, I just wanted the poster because it's just simple and to the point.
Nothing is
And
stuck.
also,
That's the
and
point.
also the moral to the story too is like, you know, when you read something, right? And say CK read a paragraph or something, and then you're able to contextualize what was read, and then provide the information and knowledge that you have on a body of work that was just read. You know what I'm saying? That's important when somebody's reading something. That shows a command of the information and an understanding of what's being read, not just somebody reading to you. You know, you're not demonstrating that you understand what you're reading.
Copy. I agree with you, good brother Sosa. And it goes into Darwin and all that, blah, blah, blah. Like, I don't think this is necessarily the best of articles. I really just wanted the damn poster. Because it's kind of old, and I don't think this is from a science site. It does have, sources at the bottom.
Yeah. I think that maybe in terms of permanent, you're probably talking about what maybe like certain species may have reached what they may call an evolutionary dead end.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's not necessarily.
Yeah. But I do agree with, like what Kent was kind of bringing up about how like some things that kind of happen in the Black community where we will end up displaying a lot of racism and discrimination because not all of us, but a lot of us don't agree with evolution. And I was going to say that I think that we kind of get that from white supremacists. I'm just going to keep it 100.
Yeah. Chef, where you at, Chef? Where you at, Chef? Where you at, Chef?
And the only reason why I say that we get it from white supremacists.
CK, hold on real quick. You were saying what, Chef, that if people be thinking what?
That they mix up evolution with adaptation. And when they do that, it leads to you thinking that somebody is the person that came last is better or more evolved. You dig what I'm saying? When they just adapted to their environment, they didn't evolve into a new species. Like what breeds of dogs. There's only one dog. You dig what I'm saying? It's just different breeds that was, through breeding them and for different environments, you feel me, they look different. And their traits make them survive or, thrive better in certain environments. But they didn't change into a new species. They didn't evolve. They are adaptations. You know what I mean? They didn't evolve into a new species. They
Yeah, you had to
evolved.
say it 3 times. I get you. So you're just saying like when your skin is lighter, that's an adaptation to an environment. And you're saying, and people look at that as what, like a permanent change? What you saying? That what you
They look at it.
saying?
They look at what comes first is lesser, and what comes afterwards is better. That's what he said.
All right, I see what the mix-up is. Okay, so they, all right, and so those people actually think that there's a direction in evolution, and there's a good and a bad, right? Like, no, that's not true, because you can have dark skin.
Not necessarily good and a bad, just that one comes
Yeah.
first, or the one that comes next is better.
Yeah, that's not true. Yeah,
than
right.
Than prior. You feel me?
Yeah, I got you. And Shevin's saying, well, that's an adaptation.
Right.
But I never knew that adaptation wasn't a part of evolution. And what the fuck?
I mean, it's a part of evolution, but he's just saying like they misconstrued the process. You know what I'm saying, and take it that way. That's all he was saying.
Okay, I got you. All right, let me get this. I need that source though. Shit.
Source of what?
That CK had.
Which one?
Yes.
I hear you.
Hold on
you want? Was he Jaren or the giraffe? Right.
Yeah, hold on 1 second. No, that's.
Right. We got data on. What's going on? You muted out or something. Hey, look, man.
Oh,
yo,
my bad.
Hey,
Yo,
look,
I was
all
saying
good.
this is that picture while he was looking for that. This that picture he was talking that nerve he was talking about with the giraffe and the where is that in the human and where is that in the giraffe. Like it would make no sense for it to go all the way down there and loop all the way around there like that when it could just be a shortcut. You feel me?
Yeah, that kills the intelligent design argument.
Exactly.
That's what Dawkins using that. Hey, look, if you're in the building and you ain't hit that like button, man, hit that like button, please, for the family, so the show can be broadcast to more viewers, man. If you ain't subscribed yet, hit that subscribe. Go ahead, Ken.
Nah, that's all I was trying to show. You know what I'm saying? Because I couldn't pull up the digital version. Because it wasn't no picture on the digital shit.
I remember that because he used that to kill those intelligent design niggas talking about.
Yeah,
You know what I'm
yeah, we went over that about 2 years ago, I think.
Yeah, because he was like, "Show me the intelligence in this," and Darwin was like, "Yeah."
Yep.
That's it. That's it. Nature don't have to make sense. You know what I'm saying? Nature's not obligated to make sense. Yeah.
Nah, it don't. Who's sharing their screen now?
That's me. Unc said he wanted to see the source that CK had posted. Here go, Unc.
I'm so disappeared.
Here go the So I was gonna ask him, do he disagree with it? Because it sounded like he was giving pushback.
Well, you saying adaptation is still evolution?
I don't think he disagrees. He was just saying that it's a mechanism. I'm sure he don't disagree with that.
It's showing you the difference. It's a adaptation. It's a form of structure modified to fit a changed environment. Then it says evolution, a change in the heritable characteristics of biological populations over successive generations. Adaptation, a change in the phenotypical level. Evolution, a change in the genotypic level. Adaptation, a short-term change. Evolution, a long-term change. Adaptation occurs under the effect of environmental conditions. Evolution occurs due to speciation, like I was saying. Adaptation, a reversible change. Evolution, an irreversible change which occur over generations, right? Is the adaptation is reversible change. And we know this because white people can turn dark again, right?
Facts.
Over successive generations, if they, you know what I mean? When it needs be, when it needs be, they can become black again. You feel me? Your hair shaft can change to suit your environment. They are all adapt, but you're not going to change to a different species, right? So adaptation results in phenotypic variation among species, right? Evolution results in new species. Human beings have changed their phenotypic variation. They didn't change.
And that's what speciation, right? That's speciation.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Right.
So
once
as
you
we
change
moved
species,
around
you
the
change.
planet, even moving around in Africa, we changed our phenotypical variety has been changed, but not our species.
Adapt.
North Africans don't look like West Africans. You dig what I'm saying? We didn't have this long debate. Like, did North Africans come from somewhere else? No, we looked at the genes. No, they come from Africa. Africa is the most diverse continent. Those people developed on the continent of Africa. Like, it fucks people heads up to hear that. You feel me? Because you would think that type developed either in the Middle East or in motherfucking Europe. When you see those, you know what I mean, type of people in North Africa, but they North African. Like,
Yeah,
it messes
that's
our
supposed to be
head
part of
up.
all. Now that's all part of evolution, though, yo. Like you got microevolution and macroevolution, and that's a mechanism. Adapt. Just because something can change back and forth, don't mean it's not part of evolution, though. So I don't want to get that confused. Like this, I'm sure of. You know what I'm saying? It's part of evolution. And then the question would be, okay, well, what's adaptation then? You never hear, what's the study of adaptation? No, it's actually the study of the evolutionary theory. So let's come to, we just do a basic adaptation. Evolutionary adaptation, see, or simply adaptation is the adjustment of an organism to their environment in order to improve the chances for survivability. That's all the hell we've been talking about. That don't mean you have to change to a whole different species, right? Evolution don't mean you changing into a whole other species. Evolution is change over time, right? Change over time, regardless. And you know what I'm saying? So, like, if you come here, this is what am I reading from? National Geographic. All right. It said evolutionary theory. In evolutionary theory, adaptation is the biological mechanism, see, by which organisms adjust to new environments or to change in their current environment. Although scientists discussed adaptation prior to the 1800s, it was not until that Charles Darwin and Alfred Wallace developed the theory of natural selection. Wallace believed that the evolution of organisms was connected in some way with adaptation of organisms to changing environmental conditions. In developing the theory of evolution by natural selection, Wallace and Darwin both went beyond simple adaptation by explaining how organisms adapt and evolve. The idea of natural selection is that traits that can be passed down allow organisms to adapt to environments better than other organisms of that same species. This enables better survival and reproduction compared with other members of the other species leading to evolution. And a good example I always like to use is the spotted moth. So these moths it's an example of evolution, right? Evolution occurs in a population. So I mean, a moth just don't, out of nowhere, one moth don't just change. right? So it's an adapting to the environment. What's the environment? When you look at the movies and you see fog in London, that was based off of the environment of burning too much fossil fuels. And so these trees that were white had white barks on, right? When the pollution came through, right, based off of burning too many fossil fuels, these trees that was white started to turn black. But on these trees, I forget the name of the trees, they had spotted moths that had the spots on it, but they were predominantly white. But they also had black spotted moths on those trees. But the trees were basically filled up with white spotted moths. Why? Because the predators could spot the darker spotted moths more clearly than the white spotted moths, right? So over time, more of those got eaten and more whiter spotted moths reproduced more frequently than the dark spotted moths. Now, when the pollution came in, the trees went from white to dark. Okay, now those white spotted moths stand out more to predators than the dark spotted moths. They start to blend in. So over time, the population switched from being whiter to darker, right? These moths are adapted to their environment. What's the environment? The trees. What color was the trees? They went from white to black, all right? So evolution did not occur in one moth. It occurred in the population, right? Because they stood out more, was caused the darker ones to blend in more, so they got eaten less. The same thing on the lava flow, right? You got these brown mice, right? And you got these darker mice. When the sand is on, right, the quote unquote lava flow, these browner mice, they thrive. The darker mice stand out on the browner sand. When the wind blows, right, the sand off of the dark lava flow, now these brown mice stand out like a sore thumb, and the darker mice, you know what I'm saying? Quote unquote, they blended in with the darker lava flow. So the predators eat more of the brown mice than the darker brown ones. Okay, but it's still there's still the mice. Okay, over time is adapting to their quote unquote environment. What's the environment? The difference between the sand and the lava flow. So I've never disconnected like adaptation.
Yeah, what happened?
I'm about to fade of the black.
That John went on mute.
I mean, I don't think that necessarily a hill to, necessarily fight on. Because I think, like, just kind of just like you said, the mouse or the
My shit
butterfly.
just made up out of nowhere, yo. Go ahead.
Like I said, I don't think that's necessarily a hill to goddamn go to war on, because like
No,
kind of like
we ain't going to war on that.
no, I'm
What?
just saying, I'm just talking. We're talking. I'm just saying because I think
No,
like kind of like you
on
just said, like you refer to that as an adaptation. I'm saying you wouldn't say the
Devolution,
mouse.
that's the word. Devolution, devolve. People was thinking that was first. Some people were saying that devolution. Yep. Yeah, that was one of the first things. Watch this. Yeah, but y'all never heard that before. Evolution versus devolution. Devolution.
Yeah.
Can the species evolve backwards? Devolution, biology. Evolution has a proposed, and progressive. For example, hold on. The term devolution has associated concepts never were prominent in biology, and now are most of historical interest, except there have been adopted by creationists. Yeah, the creationists be using that shit. However, evolution makes. Yeah, okay, so let me read this real quick. Evolution has a purpose, all right, and is progressive. For example, that feet might be better than hooves or lungs than gills. However, evolutionary biology makes no such assumption. And natural selection shapes adaptations. I'm gonna say this again. Natural selection shapes adaptation with no foreknowledge of any kind. It is possible for small changes, such as in the frequency, because that's what we're talking about, the frequency in the genes. That's what we're talking about natural evolution is. Change in the frequency of the genes, such as the frequency of a single gene to be reversed by chance or selection. But this is no different from the normal course of evolution. And as such, devolution is not compatible with the proper understanding of evolution due to natural selection. In the 19th century, when belief of orthogenesis was widespread, zoologists such as Ray Lakers and Anthony Doran and the paleontologist Alphys Hyatt and Carl H. Engelman advocated the idea of devolution. The concept appears in Kurt Vonnegut's 1985 novel, Galotius, which portrays a society that has evolved backwards to have small brains. Yeah, so I'm thinking they was talking about trying to make a like Chef correctly said, that picture is just a damn picture. That's not evolution. That's straight line from monkeys. That's not it. Matter of fact, Charles Darwin, he in his drawings, right? He wrote like different branches. They even found out now that's even more complicated than that. Like you say, they have evolutionary dead ends. What's a dead end? This shit go extinct. It didn't work. It died out. Didn't make sense for the environment it was in. But that's my smell. So I think it was kind of I'm thinking people thought evolution had a direction when they thought white people thought they was better because they was the last on the tree, or so they think. Because humans are still evolving though. So I'm thinking that. Chefs say, well, maybe they're getting evolution and adaptation mixed up. That's a possibility too, but I just want to throw my piece in there though. Y'all can add to it. Go ahead.
No, I think y'all pretty much covered it all. Need to go further. ZK, where you at? You got something else you trying to show?
She cannot be playing no games right now. CK, you leading the show. You cannot. Yeah. Everybody else can disappear but you.
And Tuck Ma in the building. Hey, somebody unblock Tuck Ma, man. Tuck Ma.
Listen here, I stepped away for like literally 10 minutes to warm some food up, man. I felt like my brothers could handle it.
No, don't count. This is show.
You don't count. I mean, unless you want me to pass out on the damn show.
Google Scholar said he want to smoke with the topic, man. Boy, put that link.
I dropped the link. Anybody want to come through? Come through.
Yeah, drop that link. That's good.
All right, so now
we're at the segment.
Participate in the conversation.
Okay.
Yeah,
nobody don't talk over nobody.
No.
That's what we ain't doing. I'm up for the argument. I'm definitely up for the argument.
Where you at, yo? About to kick him off this joint, man. He ain't talking.
Well, how can somebody say unblock him? How is you talking?
You can come on a panel even though you block. You just can't.
You can't talk?
In the chat. Yeah, you can talk. It's probably on mute. He's part of the way. You can always jump on the panel.
Oh, yeah, I was hearing y'all.
What's up, dog?
This is just a better way to listen. Yeah.
It is, because I know when I be having it on YouTube and it be in my pocket, that should be damn clicking off to a whole nother channel sometime. So when you go on the Zoom link, it's like you can just mute out and just listen, and it'll stay on that same channel.
Yeah.
That day what you're saying.
Yeah, plus Google Scholar. Google Scholar ain't coming with the unscientific. He probably got it.
No, let him on.
Right with.
Let him on.
In particular, that was said.
Yeah, he ain't clicking
I think CK said she dropped the link, so we'll see. We'll see what happened.
We at Chef.
Chef now done damn dip.
I ain't dipped out of there. Dip. Let's go to Wikipedia real quick. Adaptation, ladies and gentlemen. Y'all know the
Share your
famous
screen,
joint
sir.
is Charles Darwin Finches. I ain't sharing no damn screen. Look, this is basic
Man,
shit.
we don't
Here.
believe you then. We don't know if you actually reading
All
from
right, so look
Wikipedia.
up Charles Darwin Finches. Okay, this
You
is
could
an
be reading
example
from
of
some pseudo
adaptation.
source.
No. I'm talking Charles Darwin's Finches. Is the
With the
classic
birds?
example. The finches, Charles Darwin finches. These birds, they had different shaped beaks. He also used the crickets, right? So watch this. In biology, this is Wikipedia. We'll go straight to it. In biology, adaptation has three related meanings. Firstly, it is the dynamic evolutionary process that fits organisms to their environment. There you go. Enhancing their evolutionary fitness. There you go. What is evolutionary fitness? Fitness is the quantitative representation of individuals' reproductive success. It is also equal to the average contribution to the gene pool of the next generation made by the same individuals of a specified genotype or phenotype. There you go. Okay, secondly, it is the state reached by the population during that process. Thirdly, it is a phenotypic trait or adaptive trait with functional role in each individual organism that is maintained and has evolved through natural selection. There you go. So you can't, there you have it. We got it. Then we got it all. There y'all go. Read that. There we go. Yeah. Can't separate it. I don't know if Chef was actually trying to separate it, but
Yeah, I don't think Sheffrin wasn't trying to separate it.
But
He
that
was just trying
motherfucking
to
article you pulled up there, though. Well, what the fuck is that?
It wasn't trying to separate it. It was just trying to
Seems
show
like
the
it.
difference between the two.
How? What's the difference?
They're not separate in the sense of they're still within the same field of natural selection and all that evolution.
Me, though.
But
Confuse the hell out of me.
I just wanted to make sure people don't confuse adaptation with evolution because they are slightly different.
Nah, I don't believe that. That ain't what I'm reading right here. In biology, adaptation has three related
Wait a minute, how
meanings.
old is what you're reading though? That's why I said you need to show your screen.
Nigga, I ain't gotta show my screen on this.
Showing that an adaptation, even though it's a mechanism, is not necessarily evolving. You know what I'm saying? Because just like you said with the moth, even though it's a part of evolution, they didn't evolve, they just adapted. So you're just showing that there's a distinction made between adaptation and evolution. When something evolves, it relates to creating a different species, one short term, one long term, right? Except for the case of what they call a couple cases of rapid evolution.
Firstly, it is the dynamic evolutionary process that fits organisms to their environment, because the genes, you know what I'm saying? Like the very genes that made the SL2, the gene that selected for pale skin. You know what I'm saying? So the gene gets selected in a different environment that it helps the organism to adapt.
Right.
It's still part of the evolutionary process.
I'm not saying it's not a part of the evolutionary process. You're just saying that there's a distinction in terms of when something evolves. You know what I'm saying?
Why do I think a distinction means there's a separation in that? Why do I think that?
No, distinct just means that there's
sexual selection. So sexual selection is also a distinction. Am I correct? If we use it that way, right?
Right.
All right. Well, I'm done. I'm gonna freeze it right there. That's what you say it is. I'm freezing. I'm cool with that.
Something can have part and parcel of something and still be distinct. Like, African American, black person, and white person.
Don't do it.
No, I'm saying something can be.
Look, phase over to different conversation.
No, what I'm saying is that
the African, the North African
a black person
distinct.
A black person is distinct from a white person. It's distinct, but they're both humans. See what I'm saying? So just because something is distinct doesn't mean it's still not part and parcel of the same thing. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, I just never hear that used like that until the CK pulled that shit up. I never heard it used that way. You know what I mean? Like I'm a Charles Darwin man. I ain't never heard him use it that way. I never.
Heard what? Use what? What? I missed it.
That distinction. But you shouldn't be missing it. You right here. You should be right here, yo. You can't get off a Call of Duty.
Well, when you
What? I'm here, but I'm just, I'm just finishing stuff in my face. What's up?
What would you say?
No, I missed
go ahead.
the last part of what you were saying. You said I missed something.
What is adaptation? Adaptation is the primary process, is a process rather than a physical form or part of the body. An internal, parasites such as the liver fluke can illustrate these distinctions, such as parasites may have a very simple body structure, but nevertheless, the organism is highly adapted to a specific environment. Okay, adaptation is one of the two main processes that explain the observation diversity of a species, such as different species of Charles Darwin's finches. Yeah, that's a great example of finches. The other process is speciation, in which a new species arises. That's what Chef was saying. So it's all that. All right, typically through reproduction isolation. You know what that is? Humans have not had reproduction isolation. There is never a time we have not ran back into each other. An example widely used today is the study of interplay of adaptation and speciation is the evolutionary, what is this? Chick-chows. That's a fish. In African lakes, where the question of reproduction isolation is complex. Adaptation is not always a simple matter, where the idea of the phenotype evolves for a given environment. The organism must be viable. We all know what that means. Must be able to reproduce itself at all stages of its development and at all stages of its evolution. All right, we can move forward, CK.
Here, maybe this one will be a little bit better. This is the difference between .com, and it goes in the difference between adaptation and evolution. The difference between .com.
No,
they
what
do.
is the what?
That's the name of the website. Like they do like the difference between this and that.
Man.
That's what they do on their website.
Man.
I mean, I like it because it's simple. It's easy to read.
Oh my God, man. You're gonna make me get you the real shit. I ain't even feel like doing all this shit.
I mean, doing all of that. But the audience will be able to understand this. The difference between adaptation and evolution. Adaptation is a step in the whole process of evolution.
No. Oh yeah,
so it isn't.
Yeah, I like that. I like the way you said it again.
That's what I'm saying. This might be a little bit better because it's a little bit,
I like the way you said that.
Than the other article I read.
Say it again. Say it again. The what?
Adaptation is a step in the whole process of evolution.
Okay, I'm done. There you go. I'm finished. There you go. You done it. Good job, shorty.
Yeah.
There you go. Clear.
And they say that basically evolution is the end result. Few adaptations in a particular organism will lead to make adequate differences from the formation of a new species, which results in evolution. Oh shit, my bad, y'all.
I mean, like I said, it is the distinction.
That was
nice.
The evolution is long term.
I don't know. I like what CK just read. I can live with that better. I don't know.
It's just trying to make sure people understand that the adaptation is over, a short period of time.
Hey, so
you saying it sound better? You saying it sound better than
argument?
Adaptation versus evolution. You sound better than that.
No, that's not what I'm saying. Say what you said, Sosa. You said it's distinction. I was like, it's in the process. That's what I'm saying. That's in the process of evolution adaptation.
Okay.
Yeah,
but I'm saying me and Sosa can argue with that shit for a
I'm
month.
saying, yeah, within similarities, there's a distinction there. That's all. Evolution is long term. Evolution is long term. You agree? You agree?
No, why? Why it gotta be long term? If the conditions change, right? It might not be a long term condition. The pollution wasn't. They passed the pollution law, right? And they killed the pollution in France, wherever the fuck it was, and the trees went back to normal. See, that wasn't long term. It was short term.
That would be
I
adaptation,
mean,
wouldn't it? That's like say a white person go out in the sun and they skin darkens, right?
Hey, so then I tell you, we get into this.
Hold on.
We
That's like
probably saying the same shit too.
hold
That's funny as
that's like
motherfucker.
you go out in the sun or whatever and your skin get darker, you get a tan. That would be
No, that's
adaptation.
not. No. That's called motherfucking sunburn, nigga. What's that, Sosa? Go ahead. That ain't no
man.
damn
Well,
adaptation. That ain't help you
because
better.
like, hold on, long term would be the whole skin color change over time.
Yeah, I think.
Yeah. Where we at,
So that I
Sosa?
think
We
that's
at
what
the
they call
same
an
place we
evolution.
always at. Although
Yeah,
this
so
shit
I
don't
see
never
what
been as
Unk's
all
saying.
that.
Basically, adaptation used to be called microevolution.
Wow, oh man, there you go.
It's just that whenever
Ding.
you get into the whenever science gets a hold of something, they like they put it under a microscope and take it down to the smallest fraction to make distinctions between different things, so you can understand what's what and what's not, or what's part and parcel and what makes it different. That's just how they do it.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? It's like if a mouse changed from black to brown, you may not call it. They would say that that's an adaptation versus that's evolution. Even though it's also, you're speaking about an adaptation. Versus if the mouse now turned into a new species, you wouldn't call that an adaptation. You call that nigga evolved. Like he done passed adaptation. That nigga he done evolved into a whole new species. See what I'm saying?
Okay.
That's not an adaptation.
No.
Once you go past the species point, you have evolved. That's past adaptation. So you can't.
But evolving is part of evolution.
Of course, but once something evolves, you really can't refer to that as an adaptation.
So you wouldn't call. So hold on. So you wouldn't call Africans
I cannot believe this shit, man.
Africans moving to northern areas of the world and adapting or having lighter skin. You wouldn't call that evolution.
They call it adaptation when they got to a particular assignment, area and climate. The skin adapted to the environment around them, producing and lighter skin based on UVA rays, UVB rays, and such and such.
Okay,
but they didn't evolve into a new species.
Right? Of course not. Of course not.
Yeah, right. And that's the distinction. You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
What evolve into a new species?
But even though it's all part of evolution, that's what I'm saying. It's like it's not necessarily.
Oh man,
you just have to you got to make distinctions.
Listen, this is what I'm gonna tell y'all, and I'm gonna stand on this. Now I gotta make a declaration. Now I'm making a fucking declaration around this bitch. I'm gonna say it for the last time. Okay, mechanisms in the process of evolution. One mechanism, you got genetic variation, mutations, gene flow, sexual and genetic shuffling, development, genetic drift, natural selection, adaptation, sexual selection. All that is a mechanism in evolution, and I'm gonna end it with that. I ain't arguing with y'all.
I don't disagree with. I don't disagree with nothing. I don't disagree with none of what you just said.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But
God damn it.
Let me ask you this: If African went to Europe and turned into a new species, would you refer to that as an adaptation, or would you say they evolved?
If they turn into another species,
that ain't never happened. That ain't happened yet.
You already don't do that. I said if that happened, if Africans went into Europe and turned into a different species,
yeah, that's evolution.
Refer to that
still
as
evolution.
No,
yeah,
but
it's still evolution.
That's not, I know it's evolution. Would you call it an adaptation, or would you say they evolved?
So a couple things has to happen. So
I know it
although they
has to
went into
happen.
another route,
I know it has to happen.
Well, the audience might not know,
I'm very
so
well aware
so
what
don't
has to
explain it.
happen. I'm just saying, would you refer to that as an adaptation, or would you say they evolved?
yeah, and I want to explain it. I would say yes, and
They
then I want to
evolved?
explain it. They have evolved, but I want to explain
Right.
it. So there's certain things coming in. First of all, you got a founder event, right? Meaning, to give you the example of a box of crayons with 100 crayons in it. Let's say 10 of them left. That's called a founder event. So now these crayons leave out the box, 10 of them. They go up into Europe, right? Now, they they come in brown skin, darker brown skin, right? So now they have to adapt in that environment to even get to the point to be able to evolve. So how are they now evolving? Because they're no longer going back to the mother population. The crayons from the mother population never ever have contact with them ever again for fucking 500,000 years, right? So they have to adapt to their environment. If that doesn't happen, they're not going to make it to the long-term success, right? Where they could actually turn into another species over time. Okay, so they have to adapt first, right? They have to be fit. The population has to be fit, right? So it's cold up there. So you're not getting enough vitamin D. You don't have a food supply of fish that can give you vitamin D. You get the population to die because of rickets and all that. And so over time, those genes that came from the main crayon box, you know what I'm saying, kick in. They call it old genes, new trick. It kick in the select lighter skin, right? So over time, the population gets lighter because those that are lighter have more babies than those that are darker. I gave an example of the spotted moth. I gave you an example of the mice on the lava flow. This is the same thing happening with these humans you're talking about. But here's what you're trying to say. This is the point you want to make. So watch this. They never get to mix back with that crayon box for fucking 100,000 years, 400,000 years. Now you got something cooking. Now
Right.
you can make
Like
it have
the,
a whole nother species.
like the
So I
mosquito.
think it's all
right. Like in terms of mosquito, when they don't get back to mixing with the population, right, and they start to mutate on its own, they don't adapt. They then evolve into a new species, and they can't mix back in with the population. They can no longer breed with the other population. So that's not a. So
I add
there's a
one
point
point to it.
there's a point when adaptation occurs, and then evolution comes in. When adaptation can't go no further, they evolve.
We're almost there. Hold on, we're almost there. It's not that adaptation can go no more further, right? Because for the reproduction success, right, the organism has to be adapted to its environment, right? So we can agree with that, right?
Yeah, I'm talking just
so now
they can't mix back in.
Okay, so we got an example in real time. You can find that in Bill Nye's Science Guidebook. But wait a minute here. So you're saying that adaptation? No. It's along the way, right? Like you have to continue to adapt in an environment. Say the environment change, then that organism has to, it's either going to work or it's not in that environment, right? If it's still working in that environment, it's adapted to it, right? Now, based off the fact that it's not getting no more genes for that crayon box over time, right? Over time, right? Then that particular species can evolve.
That's just what I said. The same thing. You just take along where they say the same thing, right? They evolve.
Yeah, nigga. Yeah. Hold on. Let me go to the.
You already explained it. Why you gotta go
I
to
it? I want to go to the salamanders right now. No. I want to go to the salamanders. We got teaching moments though. Let's go to the salamanders.
I mean, the mosquito was perfect. The mosquito one, the mosquito's perfect.
The mosquito's perfect. So what we talking about? Let's go with it. Let's go with it. World War II. Set it up, goddammit. Set it up. World War II, nigga. Go for it.
Right. I can't go through all the logistics of it, but there were underground mosquitoes.
I like to give it. I'm a storyteller.
The people went underground, right? And they came in contact with different mosquitoes. I think those mosquitoes actually fed off something different. But they adjusted their diet.
You messed it up.
They didn't. No, I think
You
those
did.
mosquitoes fed on mostly mammals or some shit. I can't remember
Nah,
the whole.
you messed it up. You messed it up. You messed
Go
it up
ahead,
a
go
little
ahead,
bit.
pull it up. Go
Let me
ahead, pull it up.
World
Pull it
War
up.
II, Hitler bombed the shit out of motherfuckers. They bombed the shit out of France. They got to go down into the goddamn bomb shelters, right? All right, they go down to the bomb shelters and they take the fucking mosquitoes with their motherfucking hands. But in these bomb shelters, there's plenty of water down that motherfucker, right? These mosquitoes now start to populate underground, right? No need for them to go back up. When the humans go back up during the day, these motherfucking mosquitoes don't got to go no more because they got plenty of food there. So over time, that, like I said, you gave the example of leaving Africa. So this is the same example. So over time, they never mix back with the other mosquito population in 50 years. And so now it's hard for them to mate back together again. That's a simple example. Good one, Sosa. But that's it. That's it. There you go. I think we got it. That's the mosquito shit. That's dope. That's for all them nigga opinions on the evolution, bro. That's dope. That mosquito shit. Damn, Chef.
Yeah.
I mean,
I
Kent,
think
where you at, Kent?
from what I'm reading, there were mosquitoes on the ground already. Whenever there's water, there was a mosquito population base there.
That's not the example, yo. You messed up the examples to show how those two populations, they was the same mosquito. It's a technical name for them, yo. I swear, yo, they couldn't. I don't know. It wasn't none down there, nigga. They went there, but they was coming back. Once the humans started coming down, they was feeding on the humans down there. They had plenty of food down there. Okay, how they? All right, what they gonna feed on underground? I'm listening. If there's no humans down there, what the fuck is they feeding on?
I gotta find it. It's in my my book.
I'm gonna ask you a question. If it ain't no humans down there before Hitler start bombing niggas, they gotta eat blood, yo. They not gonna have large populations. They ain't got no blood.
I think they were eating like other vertebrates, like other mammals, like rats and shit.
You ain't got no rats down there.
That's what I'm about to say. Other
eating like
mammals,
rats
probably.
and shit.
Okay, the rats gotta have food down there, nigga. Rats ain't just staying on the ground. They around here. Y'all bug. I'm on my A game. Now y'all made me bring up my A game, my nigga. I'm looking for the book. Nigga, the rats come up and eat the food from the humans, yo. Or sewages with food, with humans throwing food. Rats stay around you. They hang out with humans, dog. They our friends. They hang with us. Right. You know, rats eat the same thing we eat. Where's the book? Where's the book? I hear you though, Souls, but you mixing that up. I'm telling you, the whole moral of the story is that in real time they show how the shit evolved not to be able to fuck with the mosquitoes up top no more. That is the example of the story.
I know the moral.
This I'm certain though. Right.
But you don't call, but my point is you don't call that. That's when it evolves. Once something goes into a new species, that's evolving.
But it. all that is called evolution, though. That's the point I'm making. I think we can stay right there. It's all called evolution. I think you said that early in the game.
But there's a distinction.
You said the but?
But there's a distinction when something simply.
Oh, ain't that butt shit, nigga.
No, because there's a distinction when something simply adapts, when something evolves.
No, but it's not just. Well, what about sex? It's not just natural selection. It's not just adaptation. It's also sexual selection. Your sexual partners, who you're selecting.
It doesn't matter unless a founder population can't mix in with the original population, and they stay away for too long, and they can no longer mix back in. That's when that species has evolved. It's evolved past the point where it can reproduce.
It's got been within 2 million years.
Yeah. Can't go nowhere. Can't reproduce with the.
Yeah, but I ain't throwing that shit. You had to bring up an argument top of the distinction shit, nigga. I don't believe you. How about that? Now we in an hour argument. It's gonna be a whole 2 minutes.
It's in the definition of the
Where
state.
the fuck is the book at, yo?
No book.
Kent, you been over here taking my book, yo? You took my book. You got 2 copies, yo. I know you did. You're sold for somebody.
Which one you talking about?
Bill, nah, yo, this is crazy. Yo,
the unbelievable joint.
Come on, yo, that's the book. Everybody gotta get that, yo. You gotta get that or get the plethora. That should be hard. Maybe it's hard because we be reading so much. So what you think, Sosa? We be thinking that shit hard. Everybody else be thinking we tripping.
The Bill Nye joint is undeniable, I think.
Right, that shit is crazy.
Hold on, let me go look at it real quick.
I don't think you're necessarily wrong, Sosa. I just think you just like to argue with me, yo. Don't put it on
I
you.
already told you I agree.
I'm playing with you. I'm
everything
playing
you
with
were
you.
saying. I was saying, like you keep. I don't disagree with nothing that you say, and naturally you agree because you keep saying, yeah, they evolved, but you just hate to hear distinction. You just don't want to separate.
But
Like
it's
you
all in
say
that
everything.
it's all. But okay,
I
I'm
know.
saying it's all
I
evolution,
agree.
and you're
It's
saying
all.
you're using the adjective. You're using the adjective. I got you.
Yeah, I agree. All of it's a part of evolution. I'm not saying that that's not a
You're
part of it.
using the adjective. Evolve,
Nah,
nigga. That's an adjective. Evolving. Evolved. All right. Where the fuck is the book at? That would be a good help because we got the. He had it up on the screen though, Kent. I can't find it.
Yeah,
I
I saw the
actually can't find the
it's
book. Yo.
undeniable. Talking about hold on,
This is
you
bananas.
talking about the
What
Bill
you?
Nye book? Or you talking
Yeah,
about
he
the
got the
Donald
whole.
Prothero book?
Well, you did the Prothero. You need to go ahead and read that because you actually showed that you had the good picture up there with the showing that vein, that particular artery,
Okay, hold on.
that over time it connected to the heart, probably the fish.
Okay,
Crazy. Then it talks about how many vertebrae. What we got? 24 vertebrae or something like that. How many vertebrae we got, Sosa? How many vertebrae we got, Sosa? Anybody knows?
You can have me mess that up.
Hmm?
You ain't about to have me mess that up on live.
Somebody in the chat, can we get a spot checker?
They gonna clip that quick.
Nah, they clip it, man. Clip it and kiss my ass, man. Shit.
Hey, that's
clipping that.
yeah, I can see that right there. That's what
This from
that's
your
what you was
book,
talking about.
Kent?
This from Donald Prothero evolution book. It's called Evolution: What the Fossils Say and Why It Matters.
And what we looking
Ooh.
at here, yo? What's the name of that artery, yo? This is serious,
I'll
right?
probably see if I can find this. I mean, there's some evolution books in the server,
You don't
but
got
not
that.
that one, I don't
They
think.
definitely, they got that on and where y'all be getting them books from, CK? Because I got it on I got the PDF version.
Well, you see that
But they
giraffe?
don't.
That giraffe got the same amount of vertebrae as humans do.
Now the digital one that I have is the first edition. Though the second edition, you got to get the physical copy. And I got another copy if somebody needed or whatever. Just let me know.
Yeah, like I agree with I do think that adaptation is a part of evolution, but I do agree that like distinctions probably should be made so people don't confuse them.
33. So we got 33 vertebrae. Is that right? I'm gonna look at that.
You're gonna have people talking crazy.
Somebody said 14.
My melanin makes me this, that, and the third.
Edwin said 14. I don't even know. I don't even think that's right though,
It ain't
bro.
14, yo. He running
That sounds like a baby vertebrae.
Baby vertebrae. See, there you go. That's a good. Yeah, I like that that website. They got a lot of little charts like that for different stuff. They got one for
24,
divergent
33.
and convergent.
Yeah, I've been trying to find a
A
mosquito
person
killer on
becomes an
goddamn
adult
Google.
must have only 24 vertebrae because some vertebrae at the bottom end of the spine fuse together during normal growth and development. Start off with 33, end up with 24. Really?
You say you start off with
God
23,
Almighty.
with 33 and end up with 24?
Human spine and spinal cord pictures.
Amir Black said 33
Anatomy
in
of the
humans.
spine. Yeah, anatomy of the spine. All right, we got the anatomy of the spine.
You don't got
anatomy of the spine.
those who don't got the link, drop the link.
The average person is born with 33 individual bones,
yeah.
vertebrae, that interact and connect with each other through the flexible joints called facets. Let's say by the time a person becomes an adult, most only had 24 because some vertebrae at the bottom end of the spine fuse together during normal growth and development. Sometimes a person may have an additional vertebrae, which is called a transitional body, and is usually found at the 6th level. Wow, who knew that? Of the lumbar area. Lumbar.
We got to clip the Dr. Bayat shit. I like when she said that shit to Farrah, like, yo, That's just pseudo. We need to clip that shit.
Yeah, we click that, put that in the thing.
Pseudo. Use that shit.
Anyway,
jump out.
Giraffe got the same now. Huh? Dang. Debate.
Yeah, drop the link again, CK.
Yeah, I just put it in there. It's in there.
Yeah, folks don't want no part of this one. They're like, nah,
They ain't touching it.
we changed it to Egyptians
They
black.
don't want no part of it because they know Uncle beat them up.
Already, yo.
We changed it out to black Egyptians. 14 niggas on the goddamn battle.
Like, we playing it on our side of the damn field now, yo. Google Scholar said evolution.
So you never
man,
read that?
Google Scholar hit that link, man.
What Google's they just playing, yo?
Evolution is a religion. Oh, okay.
That dude could be trolling, man. He be trolling.
Craziness,
Yeah,
yo.
I'm
I think somebody did ask a question earlier that me missed.
Say that,
I think I was stuffing my face earlier, but they asked, do some species evolve faster than others?
Yeah, of course.
And I would say,
yeah.
Look at virus be considered a species?
Yeah, I mean,
they're living. Well, no, they're not living.
Okay.
Let me take that back.
Also, your ability to evolve.
Mice have more babies than humans do.
Yeah.
Think about
It
that.
depends on how fast you want. Yeah, that's why the
So
mosquitoes.
basically, the faster they can reproduce, the more likely they are to have evolutional changes.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Because they ain't number the mutations, a mistake like the viruses. You know what I'm saying? That's why your immune system got to be so serious with all the codes. Because you know what I'm saying? Remember, sex is actually was created to kind of reproduce yourself, to get away from the fucking virus. Because them motherfuckers reproduce.
Mm-hmm. And I remember, like when did you have something you wanted to say, Brother Sosa?
No, I was saying that's why with the mosquitoes. I think the mosquitoes did it within like 30 years. I'm saying because you know what I'm saying, they don't live that long. They reproduce faster, so they have many more generations at a faster pace than humans. So naturally, they're going to evolve if necessary. They have the ability to evolve quicker because they produce more generations over a longer period of time.
Like how long before you know what I'm saying they get pregnant and then have have they babies or whatever?
I forgot how fast this is, but it's goddamn fast.
Probably a few months.
Right, like.
Because I don't think
how long do viruses take to reproduce?
I mean,
they reproduce super fast.
Mutate. Yeah, that's like
hours.
Yeah,
a few hours. Excuse me.
Exponentially.
Yeah, it totally mutate. Just that.
But I did have a question for though. I was gonna say.
It becomes a problem.
Hey, do you think that because we as humans, you know what I mean, like since we kind of I'm trying to think, like since of course we live in houses now, we're not walking around everywhere, we don't build vehicles to do that, and then of course viruses that we come into contact with, we don't create something to deal with that too. Like, do you think that we're probably like stunting our evolutional growth because we're not being changed by environmental factors like we used to be?
Oh, yeah, sure. Like, you got AC and all that shit, you got clothes, all that. Yep, it slows down shit.
Yeah, so like we're not dealing with the heat like that.
Control our environment.
Jump in the pool, jump in the AC. We're not dealing with the cold like that because, we got fire and insulated homes. We're not naked no more.
Yep.
You know what I mean? When it comes to the sun, white folks, they can just put on the sunscreen.
Yeah, white folks, black folks too need fucking sunscreen. That's a hell of a misnomer right there, boy.
I mean, I've never put on sunscreen before, but
well, you ain't got no damn sun. Sun eating your ass up. You think you're a Saharian African.
Craziness.
Just in terms, niggas need it. Ladies and gentlemen, African Americans do need sunscreen. For the fucking record.
I ain't never needed that shit either, CK. I'm with you.
Yeah. I mean, I do bust out with the sun burn on like the top of my nose. That's about it.
I've never had sunburn. I don't even know what it feels like.
Yeah, that's the only place I've ever gotten it at. It's just like on the bridge of my nose. But everywhere else, I'm good. But I forgot it was another thing. I remember when we were diving into like the evolution conversation like a year and a half ish ago, probably further back than that's probably been a little over 2 years. That I can't find the article. I'm pretty sure I put it in the server. I probably didn't. Where you were kind of going over this one article about how our species, before we kind of get into the Homo genus, that it's a high possibility that our skin was most likely lighter because we had fur. And then, as things kind of warmed up, I mean, we
Yeah,
lost
the
the
fur is
fur.
the thing. The fur. Yeah,
And then, of course, our skin had
fur
to
is
get
blocking out
darker
UVA
because
rays.
we're getting exposed to the sun and it needs protection.
Yeah, so yeah, you was definitely, of course, the fur did the thing of the skin. When you lost your skin, something had to happen. Your ass was grass. It was going to attack that folic acid. Yep. Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, last question for you, good
Motherfucker will
brother.
argue you down about that shit. They argue you down about that shit, though. Niggas came out jet black.
Yeah, like
Yeah,
that's
oh,
what a lot of
saying
people
any
think, though,
motherfucking thing.
especially black people. They think like we always had dark skin as a species, but I'm like, I don't think so. I think we started out the opposite direction,
Thought
and
I was fur,
we
nigga.
adapted to have darker skin, and then we left
Based
out
off of
of
losing
Africa,
fur.
and then we adapted again to have lighter skin because of the environment that we were in. We kind of were going back and forth between what the skin needed to be to survive in that environment.
Well, the planet we live on requires you to have protection from the UVA rays, UVB rays, UVA rays. You have to get protection from that because it actually breaks down that vitamin, that folic acid. That's a vitamin, right? When women are pregnant, they actually get that. The doctors give you the vitamins. That's folic, right? They're trying to boost that.
Yeah, B vitamins and folic acid.
Yep, that folic. Yeah, so that folic, yeah, and sperm, right? It gets diminished by what? By the harmful rays of the sun. The rays of the sun is fucking harmful, and so something had to happen. Either your ass wasn't gonna make it, or you had to do your sunscreen. That's all melanin is, sunscreen.
Who
Motherfuckers made it more than what it is, sunscreen.
Y'all said who started out like
our species before we became Homo, before we get to the Homo genus.
Our species started off dark. We lived in.
No, I said before.
No.
Keyword.
Yeah, before.
Ever since we've been when the Homo sapien arose in the plains of Africa, he was dark.
Yeah, I'm saying that's why I said before. I said before the Homo species came about, we actually had lighter skin.
Oh, that hairy motherfucker.
Yeah, you got right, because the hair did the same thing. It blocked out the UVA rays. So as you lose hair,
the gorilla is dark skinned and it got hair on it.
We talking about us. We talking about the hominids. We ain't talking about gorillas now. The ancient hominids. Some of the ancient hominids. We ain't talking about the gorillas.
I think the heat rays could have probably been different too at different times. That's probably why you had some kind of some of the apes popping up with darker skin, even though they had hair.
Yeah, y'all gonna have to show me a source to say that we was light skinned.
Nah, you keep
going. That's gonna be a struggle.
I ain't gonna argue with you, and it ain't gonna be a struggle for me. You gonna be right.
Like Unc, he read the source. He read it live on air 2.5 years ago. Back then, we would have been on the Real Black Atheist, but I have to find it because we didn't have the server back then.
Oh man,
so I
you
didn't
keep saying that, man. Homo sapiens didn't have no fur, chef.
Right.
Okay.
But y'all made the statement that we was light at first.
I said,
no, we didn't. I know, don't argue with him.
I explicitly said before the Homo genus came about, I'm talking about the previous species. The previous species before we start getting into Homo, we had lighter skin. And then once you get into the Homo sapien, that's when you start seeing the darker skin come about. Because then we're starting to lose our hair.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? I explicitly said that was the first thing I said.
Yeah, that's irrelevant. That wasn't us.
But it goes to the point, like when people start saying that, hey, we always had dark skin, and it's like, that's not exactly true. Like our
If it's
species
talking
kind of
about
adapted.
it is true.
They actually don't know. Let's do that. I'll fight you for a whole month on it.
Fight for what? What would be the
Because
fight?
they don't actually know. They don't actually know if niggas was all dark skinned. That's just some
Yeah,
urban
we're kind
fucking
of
myth.
missing some data on that too.
Shit, it's an urban
Nah,
motherfucking myth, yo.
I think they say that. I think they say that. I think the consensus
So
that we
if
have
you in
but
Central
white
Africa,
skin.
in Central Africa, what would a human beings look like near the equator?
So
Would
we're
they
the oldest homo. Let's do
would
it.
they be
We're the
brown
oldest finds
skin?
that. So the oldest Homo sapiens sapiens is in Morocco. That's not in Central Africa. They also got old Homo sapiens sapiens older than Rift Valley in South Africa. You still not dark skinned right
No,
there.
we don't know if that was a that was
What?
some type of archaic human being.
Khoisan, ain't the Khoisan the oldest one?
Okay, so yeah, the Khoisan is definitely old. That's the
They kind of
oldest
like, they kind
Homo
of like
sapien population.
yellow, light brown, but they still dark compared to, you know what I mean?
Now you know I always fight for South Africa being the origin of Homo sapiens sapiens, my niggas. Why y'all talking that shit?
Why would you say
And I give you something slick too. That Homo sapiens sapiens didn't start in one. It's got the multi-regional theory within Africa. So some might have been dark, some might have been light. Now, there you go. Well, I got a month to argue that.
dark and light compared to what? What is
Yeah, what you calling light? We gotta.
like I'm lost.
Zone 1, Zone 2. Zone 1 and Zone 2 is prevalent in Africa. So
Talking
whatever you're
about-
looking like in Zone 1 and Zone
talking about
2.
not
Zone
light.
1 being the darkest.
Talking about
But they
Egyptian.
not light though. Like
Well, dark brown, light brown, yo.
That we have brown.
South African population, North African population. That's Zone 2.
they still would be considered dark people, yo. Like it ain't no
What? The Khoisan is considered dark people? Nah.
yeah.
Nah, come on, yo.
You tell
No.
oh my
You wouldn't
God.
consider the Khoisan light skin. You would not consider the Khoisan light skin.
Y'all niggas just arguing. Now, man, you wouldn't be sending them dark skinned motherfuckers neither. I'm a Khoisan complexion. Okay, what y'all consider me?
Right, you ain't light skinned, my nigga.
Compared to me.
Okay, I like that. I agree. Look, I agree
But
with
what
you.
are you saying? You saying
Are you light skinned,
that
Chef?
you are
Chef, are
light
you light
skinned?
skinned? Nope. Are you light
Would you
skinned,
be
Chef?
considered the light skinned variety of human being?
No. Are you light
No,
skinned,
you
Chef?
wouldn't.
Depending
No,
on
I'm saying,
where
are
you
you
at.
light skinned, Chef?
Yeah, I'm lighter than you.
So you light skinned.
Most
Niggas
people
always
call,
tell me, I
most
never
black
thought I was light skinned. Niggas
most
tell me I
black people
was.
call me light skinned.
Yeah.
Right. Niggas call me light skinned. I don't understand it. So
Right.
I don't want to argue with you on that.
But
I'll take
outside
that.
of our race,
But hold up, if
we're
you go
not
down south,
considered light skinned. You feel me?
if you go down south to South Carolina where niggas is purple, then you'll understand why niggas like Uncle be considered light skinned.
Yeah, but we talking about inside of our own joint. We're talking about white people have light and dark skinned people inside their own variety.
Right.
You know what I mean? And
We talking about
but
Africa,
to us,
yo.
no, but to us, they all white people, yo. They lighter than us. So we don't even, it makes no sense to us when they calling each other light skin and dark skin. You feel me? That shit don't make sense to us.
I'm saying, if you saying equator niggas is darker than people in South Africa, bro. I said within Africa, there are two zones. There's Zone 1 and Zone 2. That's what I'm saying. Of indigenous population going back to 2,500. I'm saying that Homo sapiens niggas was thinking they was all jet black, and I'm saying no, nigga, no.
I'm
No.
with you the same way you fucked with us on the adaptation evolution shit.
Now you left it. I think we figured it out. Yeah, I ain't fuck with you. We figured it out. I didn't really fuck with you. But I knew adaptation was part of evolution. You made it separate. I say no.
It's overlap in it. It is separate, yeah. But it's overlap. Now, can we tease out the overlap? You know what I mean?
Yeah, I don't understand that.
All right, well, that's cool. You
I
don't fully understand it, but everything that I read, it shows that there's distinctions in them and you shouldn't just blanket them.
I mean, I can see the screen. Unless we can't see the screen, like it's showing, there's overlap. That's what I was saying. There's an overlap, but there's a distinction.
Man, I ain't never heard a scientist talk about it like that. I'm just telling you what I'm saying. I could be wrong. I'll take a wrong or L on that. I'm saying y'all niggas know what the fuck y'all talking about. Now I'm gonna double down.
I'm gonna take I could take an L on that, but
now I changed my mind.
Y'all talking about.
Right, I changed my mind.
Right.
Adaptation is part of evolution. I don't know what the hell y'all talking about.
Yes, it can be.
No, what you mean can be? It is.
That's what CK
y'all
just read.
Crazy as hell.
That's what CK just read a minute ago.
My point was when that happened.
So what's that? Hold on, wait. So what's adaptation? If it's not part of evolution, let's just say it's not the part y'all talking about.
I read never said that it's not a part of it.
No, please, man. Everybody getting jumpy. No, I don't want to hear the overlap shit.
Overlap means
clarity now. I don't want to hear that. What about the parts that's not overlap? What the fuck is that? What's driving that?
Those are the distinctions.
No, nigga, no.
Homo sapiens ain't start off light skin.
What?
Exactly.
What? Nah, man, y'all crazy. Y'all niggas make up your own science now, yo. How you gonna make up your own science? Niggas gonna call adaptation.
Hey, don't be using y'all.
We get it overlap with evolution. Are y'all serious?
What do you say, Homo?
I never said that.
Hey, Ken.
You gonna say the first Homo sapiens was black?
I just and the crazy thing is, I just use the same example, saying how it's overlap, and I use.
Sosa, I'm asking you a question, Sosa.
I said black
when it
people
don't
like
overlap,
humans.
what is that? No, I'm asking you. In the scientific literature, what the fuck is adaptation, my nigga? Without the overlap, with the parts that don't overlap evolution, what the fuck is that? What do they call it in the literature?
Well, when you evolve to another species, that's not adaptation. That's evolving. That's not an overlap. They've evolved.
No, nigga, it's mechanisms that cause evolution.
Of course,
do y'all not know that?
We already agreed. We already agreed to that. But once
I said that adaptation is a mechanism.
Overlap.
Just like natural selection is a mechanism.
Overlap. But
so
once
just keep saying overlap. So you saying
once you go to another species, but we already agreed on that. You already agreed.
No. Where you get that from?
I'm saying, but we already agreed on that. Once you jump to another species, that's not. You don't call that an adaptation. You call that evolving. You agree to that.
No, I didn't. But it's the adaptation that can cause you to evolve into another species. Are y'all serious right now?
Right. So the adaptation calls you. But look what you just said. The adaptation causes you to evolve.
But it could be natural select. What is natural selection, yo?
Yo, this guy confused.
But you just said the adaptation causes you to evolve.
It's part of evolution. It's a mechanism. You know what a mechanism is?
I see what he's saying. Hold on, I see what he's saying. While you're adapting, you're evolving, yo.
Hey, what the hell? Is y'all serious? Man, I'm get off this show, man. Good night. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm out of here, yo. These niggas just made up their own evolution. I'm officially done for the night. Appreciate y'all. Y'all's crazy, yo.
Yeah, he agrees that once you go to another species, they don't call it an adaptation. Like I tell you, science drills way down.
It's called another species.
It's called evolving. You
evolve. The whole thing is evolving.
Sosa, when
the whole thing is evolution. Sosa, why are you doing that? That's the shit that get me. Y'all do that shit on all topics. Y'all know motherfucking well
so let me ask
that the
you
whole thing is called evolution. No, you're not asking no questions. Listen,
I want to know because I want to know if I'm crazy.
The whole situation.
I don't even really think that's an argument.
Hold on, bro. The whole situation is called evolution, yo. But there are different mechanisms in evolution that cause things to change over time, bro.
And I agree.
There are different things at play. Adaptation, natural selection, sexual selection, horizontal gene transfer. These are all things within the process of evolution. Nobody but y'all niggas make a whole separate situation, and with that, I'm gone.
You can't say nobody but y'all niggas when you look at the screen and they're showing you some of the differences between like how is it just y'all niggas? That's crazy.
Man, fuck that screen. Fuck that stupid ass. That's some stupid ass shit right there. I don't know what the fuck that was. That one from no major university. Give me some big boy shit. I ain't got time right now. It's a bunch of nonsense right there. Fuck out of here with that.
Chef left that up there to trigger you, yo. He
It
did that
ain't
on
triggered me.
purpose.
That's some crazy ass shit. We got niggas listening to this shit. Now all of a sudden, adaptation, overlap, evolution. Where the fuck y'all hear that at? What movie? What sci-fi movie was that at? I ain't never heard that shit. How I missed that?
So when the white moth
Wikipedia article don't
when the
even say
white
that
moth
though. Yo,
became
the
brown,
Wikipedia article, you're making it up, yo. The
and
Wikipedia
when
article don't even say that.
I'm saying when a white moth became brown, did it evolve or did it adapt?
You said say that again, Sosa?
When the white moth turned
Both,
brown,
nigga.
did it
Both.
evolve?
Both.
Could it still
Yeah,
could it
over
still
time it
Evolution
hold
occurs
on.
in the
could the
population, yo.
brown moth
Not
still
in
mate with the white moth?
the brown moth. Never, no, it never changed to another species.
Right. So what would happen? What would happen if it turned to another species?
Nothing, nigga. Just be another species
No, no, no,
because it
no,
never
no, no.
went back.
Don't do that,
It never
nigga.
made it with the other species.
If it turned into another species, what would they say? They would say it evolved.
Now, if it turned to another species, be another species. The whole process is called
You know
evolution.
what I'm saying?
It's
Turn
all
another
called
species into another
evolution.
species. They don't got no
Oh,
word for
listen,
that
yo,
shit.
listen, seriously, yo, it's all called evolution, bro. Like
I
they,
know it's
they
all
say
called
Charles
evolution.
Darwin's the father of evolution, but in actuality, he only teased out one mechanism. That's called natural selection
Understand?
and adaptation.
Yeah, we gotta go through what we understand already. We already understand that. What I'm saying, like once you already agree, they adapted. Brown moth adapted, sexual selection, the whole process they adapted, right? I think that's more sexual selection than adaptation.
All right, man. Let me go to a major university. Y'all niggas turn some easy shit into some lower shit real quick.
Hey, make sure
Let
y'all
me get y'all niggas out of there early.
like the show, man. Share the show.
There's no fucking way, yo.
Appreciate everybody coming in here, bro.
No
I was gonna say I
fucking way, yo.
found another one that's like for children, and like it pretty much says the same thing. It kind of makes the distinction between adaptation and evolution.
I ain't fucking with y'all.
It
Man.
doesn't say that it doesn't
Large
say
show,
adaptation
motherfucker.
is an evolution. It just makes the distinction so people don't get them
Crazy as
confused.
fuck.
Share the screen, CK. Let me see that.
Now I'm trying to see if I can find something a little bit better, if possible. I mean, I feel like the post that I showed earlier that Sosa brought up again, like it's to the point. You know what I mean? The whole point of it is to make sure people don't confuse adaptation with evolution.
But if something evolved, they adapted.
But you
to
can
the
have
environment.
something, like Unc said earlier, you can have something that is adapting and evolving at the same time.
Right.
That
That's what I'm
does
saying.
happen.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I mean, anything that evolves according to its environment is adapting to its environment. So it's like the same when you get to the evolution side of it. I'm trying to figure out why y'all.
Nobody, I'm trying to say, yo, it's all part of evolution. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Yeah,
No one
says
ever said that it wasn't.
I don't think nobody disagreeing
Right, so
with
that's
you on
my
that.
point. They never said, but they never says an overlap. Nobody says that way. Are you getting what I'm saying? Do you get me? Nobody says that as an overlap. Where? It's all.
Yeah, who
part
said
of
it was
evolution.
overlapping?
It's fucking Sosa.
I think so.
Oh, yeah, Sosa tripping.
No, the overlap. The reason they make a distinction because certain things overlap. Like that's why Unc won't say
I'll
what
go with the
happens
distinction. No,
when the
let
moth.
me.
That's why
No,
Unc
so
won't
let
say
me go
what
back
happens
to
when
you.
the moth can no
Let me go
longer
back.
mate. We just say this is
Let
another
me go
species.
back with you. No. It's a distinct. Wait, when I'm thinking the distinction, I figured this out. I got to figure it out now, y'all. Now, when Sosa was saying and Chef was saying it was the distinction, they was trying to make a distinction between that and evolution. Am I right or wrong, Sosa?
Yeah, that's pretty much what I was reading
everybody
earlier.
freak now. Fuck that shit you was reading earlier. It must have been stupid. Now, the distinction is really in the different mechanisms like sexual selection. It's different from adaptation. Now we cooking. That is distinct from genetic drift, right?
Right, but
it's distinct from right. No, right, but not ever. It's not distinct from evolution. Do you get my point? That's what I'm saying. I'm gonna stick to that.
It's overlap because it's still evolution.
No. Listen,
right? Adaptation is not the
sexual
same.
selection. Listen, The distinction is in the different mechanisms. So watch
All right,
this.
you
We're
agree.
gonna come to no, but not in evolution, because that is the whole process is
Both of it
evolution.
is evolution. Both of it is under evolution.
The whole thing is under. Okay, that's all I'm saying. It just sounds like y'all was saying
That's what I'm
that
saying.
Nah,
adaptation was something different that
we
sometimes
never
overlap with
disagreed
evolution.
with you
My
on.
God, we agree with everything you said. That's what I'm saying, bro. I agree with
Oh,
everything.
y'all saying
Yeah.
hey, Kent, is it me, Kent? Kent, tell me it's me, Kent. Tell me
It's
these
There you
Negro
go.
pants ain't sit up here and act like it overlapped evolution. What the fuck was that?
Overlap
You
means
have
that
a
it's
hard
under the
time.
overlap
Oh,
means
Maybe it's the
man,
overlap.
words that we're using.
what
Maybe we
y'all
need to use a
talking
different word.
about, man? Nobody
Overlap.
says that. That's
Overlap
not the
means
language.
that overlap means that there's a distinction between natural selection and adaptation. The overlap
No,
is that it's
no,
both under the
nigga.
umbrella of still
No,
evolution.
nigga. Now we got a whole
So
month argument,
you
my nigga.
disagreeing
No,
while he
I'm not
explaining
listening to
his
y'all. I don't
point.
want to hear that because I don't want to
See,
hear that
that's
shit.
crazy, yo.
Good, I'll be
That man
crazy.
explaining his
Straight
point
crazy.
and you
Man,
talking in
point is
between.
crazy.
So you're gonna
This
miss
shit is
what he's
crazy.
saying.
I can't miss wrong. I just miss it. Fuck out of here. Oh, the Dogon seen the star and I'm listening to you explain it. Nigga, you're wrong, nigga. I'm not listening to you explain that shit. It's stupid.
You
Why
just
not
said
listen to
it.
the nigga explain how the Dogon? No, I'm saying that the overlap is in mechanisms. Certain mechanisms overlap, bro. That I know y'all hear what I'm saying.
The overlap.
Mechanisms can overlap, bro.
I
But not
don't hear that
evolution.
shit,
You can't
yo.
overlap
You
mechanisms.
unfair
You don't
shit.
gotta hear.
You go crazy when somebody cut you off, yo. You want to make your point clear. You have whole conniption fits. But soon as somebody say something you disagree with, you can't even hear it. You can't even hear him out.
Nigga, I don't gotta hear stupid shit out.
How
You
don't?
sit here and listen to that stupid shit.
No,
We've
you
been
think
arguing for the
you
last
be
hour
saying
over this
stupid shit
It's
to
stupid.
other people, but we listen to you out, yo.
You ain't got no choice to listen to me out because I ain't saying stupid shit because I'm backed by the experts. How about that, my nigga?
Oh my
Get
God.
that straight and clear. Yeah, get that shit clear. Y'all just made up a whole new thing.
Hold
I think
on.
I found something that might be helpful.
Adaptation, overlap, motherfucking evolution. Where the fuck is
Let me
that?
ask you a question. Let me ask you a
Man,
question.
don't ask me no stuff. I don't want to hear that shit. Ask
No,
me.
listen.
Yo, he's unbearable, yo.
Is natural
Right.
selection
I'm gonna say that.
is natural selection distinct from sexual selection? Yes or no?
Yeah, nigga.
Are
We
they
agree
both
with that.
Are they both
Yeah, I
evolution?
said that.
Are they both
Okay.
evolution?
They're mechanisms in evolution.
Are they
Get it
both
straight.
evolution? Are they
They're
both under
mechanisms.
evolution?
They're mechanisms in evolution. This is how evolution works. It works through different
Right.
mechanisms.
So
Right.
so that's overlap.
Facts. They can overlap.
Yeah.
It doesn't have to. Something can
Basically,
strictly be sexual selection.
adaptation
Right,
Something
is
can
part
strictly
of
be sexual selection.
evolution.
Shit can be strictly mechanisms.
Yeah, I don't think no one
Don't
disagreed
play
with
with
you.
me. Go play Lotto with that shit. No,
Like I
y'all
have an
saying some
article I'm
shit that
gonna
I never heard
drop.
scientists say. I don't drop no motherfucking article say that stupid ass shit. That's some stupid shit. Give me a major university saying that adaptation
Here, Berkeley,
overlap
goddamn it,
evolution. What the
Berkeley.
fuck is that?
There you go, Berkeley. Dropping it in the
It
chat
ain't
for
saying that.
all
I
to
got the
see.
Berkeley.
You got the
And what
Berkeley.
it say?
All
What it
in the
say,
damn
CK?
thing is making a distinction between adaptation and evolution. All in it. Just when you pull the article up, go to the find function in the upper right hand corner of your screen, type in adaptation or adaptations or adapt, whatever. It's making
Where you put it at,
distinctions.
CK?
I put it in the Zoom chat
Where you
and I
put it at?
also put it in the YouTube chat as well. I put them in both. And I'm gonna put it in the server under evolution.
How you gonna pull up Berkeley website and don't go to the mechanisms in evolution to say adaptation? What are you talking? Where you at? So you speed reading now? That's the game you playing? Where you at? Let's play the game all the way out. Fuck it. Go ahead. Play it out.
I'm
Under
saying it makes
psychology, you have
distinction.
under psychology.
Don't talk me to death. Where is it saying that
if
at?
you look up psychology, under psychology, you have evolutionary psychology, you have cognitive psychology, you have clinical psychology, right? You have developmental psychology. There's overlap there, but there's a distinction between evolutionary psychology, clinical psychology, right? So that's so it's the same shit, bro. Come on, man.
It's not the same shit, man. What is wrong with you?
All right. I'm crazy.
If you're in a fucking bike, if it's all about bike racing And then bike racing, you got tools to help you bike race, goddammit. It's all falls under bike racing. You don't overlap the tool with fucking bike racing. What the fuck? Who does that? Where they do that
That
at?
ain't an example I gave. I'm saying I said under an umbrella of something, right? Under
Right,
like
the
you have
umbrella
science,
is evolution.
like you have
Listen,
science, right? But there's a distinction between different types
no,
of science, but all
no,
of
that's
it
not what we
is
talking about,
science.
though.
So the part that encompasses all is the overlap. The overlap is that it's all science. The distinction is biology, medicine, or whatever. You feel me? That's the distinction. But it
So
all
then
falls
what?
under the umbrella of freaking
So
science.
why don't you get that you can't say that biology overlaps science? Then you can't say
No,
it.
I didn't
It
say
all
no. You don't
falls.
say that. You don't say that
Okay, so then
biology.
why are you
No, hold
saying it
on.
then?
You don't say
Why are
that
you saying it then,
biology.
Sosa? Then
No,
why are
you
you
don't.
saying it?
Hold on. That's
You're
not
saying
saying that.
evolution.
I'm not
And
saying
listen,
that.
you're
I'm
saying
not
you
saying
are
that, bro.
doing it.
I'm
You
not
just
saying that.
said that
No,
adaptation
no. You just made a
overlaps with
crazy. Hold on. You just
evolution.
made a
You
crazy
said
analogy.
it.
Right.
You just made a
Chemistry
crazy analogy,
overlap
bro.
biology.
I did
I mean,
not say that
biology.
biology doesn't
I
overlap science.
agree.
I'm saying that
I
biology
agree.
and astrophysics, the overlap is science. That's the overlap. But there's a distinction between biology and astrophysics, even though they're both science. That's what I'm saying, bro.
Okay, but does astrophysics overlap science?
I just
Yes
explained
or
it.
no?
Oh my God.
Answer the. I'm asking you a question now.
Astrophysics is science.
Thank you. So fucking adaptation is evolution.
Oh
What
my
the
God.
fuck is going on here?
Yeah, I
All
agree
right,
with
you
you,
got it.
Unc.
You got it.
So
I
what
don't
was I
Give
I
me
don't
saying?
that.
disagree with
Hold
you.
on,
I don't
hold on, hold
understand
on.
why we
Hold
disagreeing
on.
with Unc. I
So
don't
right, so
disagree.
what was I saying, yo? CK, can you rewind it back, yo? What was I saying?
You
I was
what
saying
You said
the issue. No, let me say what I'm saying.
yeah,
Because
repeat what you said, Sheffrin.
when I started out, I said the reason why we get it mixed up is because people take adaptation to mean evolution. That's what I was saying.
but it
So when
is
you
evolution, yo. It's
oh,
it's what makes evolution
so if
move.
we
You get
don't
it?
make the distinction, people think that motherfuckers speciated. And
What?
white people, it leads to white people thinking that they evolved into a different species when they just adapted. Their changes are on the phenotypic level, which is just an adaptation. They didn't evolve into a different species. So you have to be able to point out what adaptation is so you don't get it mixed up. That was the whole point.
Now, hold on. Now your point is taken, but the
And
way you
shit,
said the shit
everybody
was
understood it
bananas.
until your ass jumped in and fucked up the point.
Yeah. You really didn't start going nuts until I read something to support what Sheffrin was saying. And I really didn't care about the article. It was really the poster, the graph that kind of showed the difference between adaptation and evolution so people don't get confused. The article doesn't say nowhere in there. I could pull it back up and we can actually read it if y'all want. Nowhere in that article does it say that adaptation is not evolution. It's just making a distinction so people don't get confused and thinking it's the same thing. Because otherwise, we wouldn't be calling one thing adaptation and one thing evolution. We would just call it all evolution. Words matter.
At this point, I'm getting off this motherfucker. Slap crazy. I ain't listening to UCK. Sure as fuck ain't listening to whatchamacallit.
So
I'll do
now
something
you
on that.
disagree?
But I'm saying the graph that I read earlier, Unc,
I'm not listening to you.
was that
So
wrong?
why you talk to me? Talk to Kent. Where you at, Kent? You tapped out. So I'm gonna tap out. I'm tapping out with everybody. If y'all think that what
No, I'm
Chef
right here.
said is
I'm
right,
here.
it's smack on. All right, Chef.
What you saying?
Chef, what you saying, Chef, is that people are confused about how evolution works. Is what you're saying. And,
True.
and they think that an adaptation that occurs within evolution makes a person a whole nother species. That's what you're saying, Chef. But that is the way you have to say it to be clear.
I
I
said
completely
it.
understand. You didn't say that. You said
Nigga,
that
I
people
said
think that evolution is different than adaptation. That you're saying, I'm saying that evolution, and under the banner of evolution, there are mechanisms that will cause an organism to evolve. You're saying that white people think that one of those mechanisms
and black people
is evolution
and black
or
people.
makes you a whole species. So that's not true.
I was explaining why black people shy away from evolution.
Because they don't understand it.
Right,
That's
so
why they shy away from it.
Is to make them think that they're closer to an ape or to the is a whole bunch of shit in that fucks both people that fucks so-called black people up, and there's shit that fucks so-called white people up. And it's just is
Yeah,
not
got it up here
understanding,
again.
it's not understanding adaptation. That's the problem.
No, it's not understand evolution. It's not just
So do you agree with these
adaptation.
definitions
It's
I
that
got
they
on the
don't
screen?
understand. They make mistakes in evolution. One, they think evolution has a direction, meaning that at the end of the spectrum. So things have went through all this stuff and they end up being the greatest, right? They think that ain't got nothing to do with adaptation. Two, they think that because their skin is a different color, which is an adaptation to UVA rays, that make them different. The whole shit is fucked up. It's not that they think a fucking adaptation is evolution, because adaptation is evolution. It's a mechanism in evolution. Evolution occurs when these different mechanisms are at play. Sometimes the mechanisms themselves overlap. That's how I learned it. I've never heard that adaptation overlaps with evolution. And if everybody think I'm crazy at this point, then I'm just fucking crazy then.
So do you agree with these definitions that's on the screen? And this is for children, this website. Hello?
I'm here.
Oh, okay. I'm just making sure people can hear me. And like, this is pretty much the same thing as that poster. It says the exact same thing. It goes into the definitions. It goes into the results in it. And it says the same thing, that, adaptation is a phenotypic thing. Evolution, results in a new species. That's more on the genotype level.
Stop. Why are you moving?
What? Oh, you need me to slow down?
You move. Why are you moving?
It's the same thing as the poster from earlier. I don't think any of us disagree that adaptation is part of evolution, and that
He
it
don't agree
basically
with none of it.
I don't agree with none of that shit.
Whoever put
That's
that
where I'm
up,
at.
they slap ass
Yeah,
crazy.
And this
that
came out
shit.
this article, they put this together this
I don't
year.
agree with that. Oh, what I'm saying, I don't agree with that. Yeah.
Hey, let me ask you this, right? So they
No,
mix a
I ain't
lion.
ask no more questions.
I'm
What
gonna
the
answer.
fuck that
They
is?
mix a lion.
Evolution,
with hold on.
Look at
They
that.
mix a
Versus, I
lion.
aind never heard no
Hold on, bro.
adaptation versus
Just
evolution.
hold
What
on.
the
They
fuck is
mix
that?
a lion,
Whoops, my
right? A
bad.
lion with a tiger, right? And they create a liger, right? Can a liger become a tiger again or a lion?
No, it's gonna die out, nigga.
Right.
How is it gonna become back a
So,
tiger? It's what you talking about?
because it's irreversible, right?
They forced it. No, they
Right.
forced that.
But it's irreversible, right? It's irreversible. So can an adaptation is it reversible? Can the adaptation reverse?
You saying a liger, that doesn't happen in nature. You're saying what do you mean? That's you mix these two things together. A tiger and a lion don't mix in nature. So you saying they actually force breed that. So why would
I
they
know they
even
force breed. I
force
know they
breed? What are you
force
saying?
breed.
You saying can a tiger because they both felines, they're in the same thing.
Right. But I know they mix breeded, but
What are you saying?
but a liger and a tiger is an evolutionary dead end. It's evolution. That's an
Right,
evolution.
because it can't have sex.
It can't reverse. And adaptation
It can't have sex
reverse.
though.
It can have sex. It's just that it's sterile. It can have sex.
No,
It can fuck anything
right, but I'm saying it's not fit.
Right, because it's sterile. That's what I said. It's sterile. But an adaptation can reverse.
That's not an adaptation, though.
Because adaptations are reversible. If something that evolved liar cannot reverse. That's when so in that little slide it said that evolution is irreversible. Because once that shit evolves into another damn mosquito, it can no longer mix back in with the population because it's sterile. It's irreversible.
And
that's the point. That's the distinction.
You showed us that white people can turn black again, and that those things change back and forth because they are just adaptations.
I mean, that's all in evolution. That's all I'm saying.
Like, yeah, we agree with you. I don't think anybody disagrees with you. I'm gonna drop this article just in case anyone want to read it.
Adaptation overlapping evolution, yo. I've never heard that because something evolved, it is now stuck. Like Sosa is saying. I've never heard that. Excuse me. What do you want me to say?
Can those mosquitoes mix back in with the regular mosquitoes?
Can we go back? Can we go back to Homo habilis? Hey, can we go back to Homo habilis?
Species.
Nah,
looks
we ain't
same.
doing. Nah, we're not doing
species.
that.
Exactly.
It's another species.
Right. So once
it evolved into another species.
Yeah, but watch this. But hold on. Yeah, hold on. I'm saying that if that particular situation arises again, where all the same features in Homo habilis and humans some kind of way break away and don't mix back into that gene pool, maybe that's a possibility because it ain't no direction. It might be you got examples of stuff like that where something that it actually something that worked before evolution brings that type of thing up to work in that same situation again. I forget what it's called.
The crab.
Hold on.
The crab.
Is that what it is?
No, how everything, like a lot of different things keep evolving into the crab form. Like it's the most adaptable, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Structure, body structure.
Oh yeah.
And the reason we said that we were able to mix back in with Neanderthal, even though it wasn't a high birth rate or damn Denisovian, is because we wasn't so far evolved that we couldn't mix back in. But had we evolved to the point that we couldn't mix back in, this shit was irreversible. But we were still close enough to where we can mix back in with Denisovian and Neanderthals. But but it went further, it was a done deal. We couldn't mix back in because it would have been sterile. The child would have been sterile. The sperm would have been no good.
Hold up, y'all. Good brother Corey is here. Hey, Corey.
Oh, peace. What's going on, CK? How y'all doing, man?
Good to have you here. I didn't know if you were going to be able to make it. Did Kent send you the article?
Yeah, I've been sent.
Okay, I wanted to make sure.
You might not look at it.
I was about to fight Kent. We was about to fight because I didn't want you to feel like you were left out.
Yeah.
No. I may not. I saw some things that Kent put in there, but I probably didn't. I didn't look at it or whatever.
And copy. And good brother Google Scholar is finally here. Peace, good brother Rasta.
Did y'all hear the Dogon banging on
Peace.
Look, we not even calling them Kofi Pasa no more. We just the Dogon.
They just the Dogon.
Oh, stupid.
The Dogon banged on us last night real hard.
They bang that drum.
Yeah, we stupid. Yeah, they got us good last night.
Yeah.
I think the case closed.
Yeah,
speculation.
Got them Dogons, got them advanced, man.
Yeah, I watched the lecture last night. I listened to the whole thing.
Me too. I listened to the whole thing too.
What you think about it, Google Scholar?
I want to say it was a good presentation, but I still feel that
kick him off. Kick him off.
No,
right, put him in the black.
No. It's not a bad presentation. It was very
There you go. Nah.
Kicked them off.
Hey, I like this control.
That is
control.
not fair, Chef Rain. You gotta let people speak their mind, and then you supposed to dagger them. That's what a
You just
pseudo
can't come
killer
up
is
here
supposed to do.
lying, yo. Like that was crazy.
Shit,
All right,
y'all
well,
be
you didn't
letting
let
the
him finish
American
though.
brain talk reckless, and that nigga be lying.
I'm
You
just
supposed to
fucking with you.
dagger
Just let
him,
him
my
finish.
dude. Where your
I'm just fucking
daggers
with
at?
Don't take him serious, Google. Don't take him
Yeah, I'm
serious.
just.
Go ahead. Go
Go
ahead.
ahead,
Say what you
James.
was gonna say.
No, what I was saying, in terms of the information, I still feel that their conclusions are wrong because they still are making some errors in what they're presenting based on my knowledge of the entire situation. For example, the guy that they're leaning on as being reliable, he only had one source, and they're claiming that he had multiple sources. When all my research has shown me that he only had one source.
You're talking
And
about Grial?
yes,
Yeah.
yeah.
Mhm.
And another mistake that I think they're making is that they're saying that because the guy didn't go to the exact same village that we all
Yeah.
of them went to, yeah,
Yeah.
that means
Van Beek went to an adjacent.
yeah. So they're saying
They was
because
all
of that.
Dogon villages, though. They was all Dogon
Yeah,
villages.
yeah, no, that's what I'm saying. They're thinking that because he didn't go to the same place, then his conclusions or his things are invalid. But what he showed the methodology that
Mhm.
if 15% of the people are being taught this over a span of time, if you go to the area and you speak to 100 people, you would have to at least speak to at least a couple of people who know about this. So yeah, he spoke to a lot of people and nobody knew about it. So he's saying based on the probability and the math, somebody he spoke to would have had to know about it. But I guess their response is to it is that they didn't tell him because he wasn't initiated. But I feel that's a dodge.
Right. And that's the scientific way to do things when you're doing a blind study.
Mhm.
You wouldn't go and ask the same exact group of people that like you would have to cross confirm what Grial did, and that's good science. That's a good scientific method. You cross confirm what Grial did with other people in the same culture, but not the same exact people, right? You don't go
Mhm.
and talk to the same 20 people that Grial talked to. You talk to a different group of people that's a part of the same culture, right?
Yeah, yeah.
So that you can corroborate, that independently, right? You reproduce that, you reproduce what Grial did independently. And that's what Van Beek failed to do. He was not able to reproduce that. So
Yeah.
his conclusion was, I mean, what's your conclusion after that? You know what I mean?
Yeah, his
So
conclusion was that they didn't know about it, but
absolutely,
according to the rebuttal that the Mossy and them are saying, they're saying the people knew about it, but they just didn't tell him because he wasn't initiated.
he wasn't an issue, and they also
Yeah.
didn't tell
Madupe, because you know you about to mess that name up.
Yeah. I'm a habitual. I mess that name up habitually, but yeah,
Madupe,
Madupe.
yeah.
So obviously Madupe, he not initiated either. So I don't
Yeah.
know what makes Sean them think that they would have any idea of what the fuck they talking about. Because how good is Sean them initiated? Like how many years they been initiated in it?
I don't know if
what I mean?
have they been initiated?
I'm trying to figure out at least if they have how many
I
years.
think Travis was initiated
No.
last year.
Anyways, I do have a question for good brother Corey. I appreciate you coming through tonight, good sir. I'm glad you could make it. Sorry that it's been so late. But
So
I
what
know
Google Scholar saying though?
Saying what?
He said the
What
same
you
exact
saying?
thing. He basically saying what I'm
Before
saying.
that,
He don't know what the
early
hell
in the
going.
show.
that's
Early
not
in the
to
show.
ask Corey a question. I'm gonna
I know you
karate
gonna
chop
ask him a
all of y'all.
question. Hold
I
on,
am
you
finna
gonna
ask
ask
him
him
a
on what?
question.
Go ahead.
I am
Yeah,
finna
but
ask some
Google
questions.
Scholar said something before Corey came on. He was in
Well,
the
I'm
chat.
trying to
That's
get
the
us
reason he
back on
gave me.
track. We can have a whole separate live for all this craziness.
Don't be cutting off that. Don't do that. Don't do that. Let the shit go where it goes. Like,
I
think
had
about
a
that shit.
specific question for my good brother Corey. I don't know if you had a chance to get a chance to read the article or not, but just to give you a summary of it, it basically went into how people that do not agree with the evidence for evolution have a tendency to be racist or discriminatory or mistreat people or all that good stuff because they don't agree with evolution. And I kind of just wanted to know your what are your thoughts on that in regards to the article and that claim that they went through.
Yeah, well, I mean, basically, if you don't accept evolution or understand evolution, then you're probably unscientific, and so you're irrational in the way you think. So, you know what I mean? You don't have a good foundation to discern, right? So that can lead you into things like racism, cults, and what have you. Drinking the Kool-Aid with Jim Jones and the rest of it. It'll take you down that path if you don't have the foundation to discern.
Yeah, thank you, good brother Corey. I definitely wanted to hear your point of view. I wanted to
If
ask
I
the
could
same
chime
question
in.
to good brother Google as well. Go ahead, Rasta.
Yeah, I would say when we speak about things like this, it's important not to speak in absolutes. But in my view, if you accept the science of biological evolution, you already are accepting that all humans are 99.99% the same. So basically, we are all the same. So in that sense, that element of prejudice is harder. It's harder for you to justify that in your mind. So invariably, you see human beings for the most part as the same, right? Whereas if you don't accept it, that can lead to different ideas about what human beings are, and so that in that sense, it makes you more prone to having certain prejudices and biases, and being more prone to accept certain worldviews that expressly permit a certain kind of hate and bigotry.
All right, now, what was you saying now? Crazy.
Nah, this fucking CK fucked it up.
For good flipping reason, you'll be okay.
What's the good reason though, CK? I want to know what the good reason is.
To keep
Good
us on
reason,
other
CK.
flipping topic, y'all like to go off on tangents.
What's the name of the article, CK?
No, she ain't want y'all to go in on the Dogon crew.
Oh, hell to the no. Y'all can say whatever the heck y'all want to say at this point, but on a separate live, y'all can do all that. But no, I don't know. If you want, I can drop it. I'll just drop it again. I don't think you can see the messages in the Zoom chat from before you came in. But I'm gonna drop the article again
in the Zoom chat. I got you.
In the Zoom chat. And I'll even drop it in the YouTube chat for people that may have came late. But it's a pretty good article. It's short, to the point.
ACK.
Yes, sir.
We're Phil Light.
Gary Wink. I know Gary Wink.
You Phil Lightentis. Is that his name? Phil Lightentis. That's his name, man. Where you at?
Who?
Hit that motherfucking link.
Oh, you need me to drop the link?
Chatty Patty. Him and Immortal Truth. Chatty Patty. There's some Chatty Patty niggas. And cool. Yeah, you Chatty Patty, nigga. I know you drinking drunken. I'm gonna call you drinking drunken in the chat. We got 3 Chatty Patties.
Already know the rules.
Drinking and driving.
You said too much slick shit. Hit that motherfucking link.
You
Get in where
hit
you
the
fit
link,
in.
or you go to the black hole.
Black hole and one more.
And I
Keep it up.
might let you back out of that bitch. I don't know. Depends on how Unc feel.
Won't make it to the mall. The mall you come out, it's automatic let you back out. Talking too much shit.
Why is y'all fucking with the chat?
Cause that's what I do.
It'll be okay.
Tripping.
They can
I'ma
still
fuck with
watch
the
the
chat.
show. They just can't talk reckless.
Talking shit.
See what up in the
Don't know
chat,
what the
man.
fuck they talking about.
Them be my people in the chat, man. A lot of them, man.
They'll still be your
You
people.
know what I'm saying?
Yeah, they be the people
Like my
tomorrow.
man's Aku Cremonti in there, man.
Drunk. Stay drunk.
Oh Lord.
You know what I mean?
But I did want to do another quick announcement. I wanted to thank good brother Unc, whom I love to death. You know what I mean? He went ahead and dropped, for whatever reason, thank you nonetheless, dropped the video that I did recently. I'm gonna drop it right now. Whenever y'all get a chance, take a look, drop some comments in the comment section of what y'all think, whether y'all like, you don't like, you got some suggestions or whatever, or an idea for a future show, a future presentation or whatever, by all means. So thank you, good brother Unc, for dropping the video. Worked pretty hard on it. It's on confirmation biases. So the next video will be cognitive biases. So, well, actually, no, that's not the next video. Well, it's the next one in the Death to the Pseudo series, but that's not the next video I'm going to do.
More true, say the king of the peanut gallery. You ain't lying. Y'all
Let me say this. The guys over there claim in every video that I watch that they don't watch our channel.
I mean,
so
they
I was
always
trying to ask
flipping
you.
up or talking about something we said on every show. So it's amazing how y'all never watch our show or y'all don't never come on. And all of them say it, right? All of them say it.
Nah, what's happening though, Chef, is somebody's going over there and forcing them to watch it by sending it to them, and they're holding a gun to their head, holding a gun to their head and telling them they better look at it.
I heard one time they stumbled upon Javis said one time he stumbled upon because it's in his timeline. You know what I'm saying? Just every now and then he stumbles upon our channel or whatever.
That can happen.
They can't help but watch us.
Where Google Scholar at? Google Scholar, let me ask you a question.
We appreciate them though.
How many accounts you got?
I wanted to ask Sheffrin what he thought of.
Hold on, Google Scholar.
Although he asked me a question,
so y'all ain't hear me ask Google Scholar questions before you start asking you a question. Is that how y'all doing
You on
that
some
shit?
bullshit, you on some bullshit.
Oh, before I forget, one more thing. I'm sorry.
Come on, CK.
What I do?
You gotta stop it, CK.
Remembering everything
CK,
at the
you
wrong
gotta stop that shit.
I
CK.
know some shit finna come. I hear it coming a mile away.
You say what?
I hear your bullshit coming a mile away, bro.
What? Nothing bad. I was just gonna say I wanted to thank my good brother Sheffrin for putting up the thumbnail. Thank you.
CK, you gonna stop the show for that?
For that,
no, right?
I can't thank you for shit, my dude. Well,
that's one of them
Not in the
things,
middle
man.
we talking, yo.
What kind of monkey is that, Chef? That's one of them monkeys that they be paying $1,000 and shit for, though. What does it cost?
Google Scholar.
Yeah, I'm here.
Before you ask Chef the question, you looked at the presentation. My question to you is, what was the presentation explaining based off of what we saying? Did it address it?
What the presentation was, basically what he was doing, he was reading another guy who was refuting Van Beek, right? Because Van Beek was the one that debunked Grill and Dieterlin, and so what Chavis was doing is putting together a presentation in an attempt to refute Van Beek.
But was it helping the understanding of seeing Osiris B and C is what we talking about, and the rings of Saturn and all that?
Hold
That's
on, you can't
what
say
the conversation is really about, though, bro. It ain't about none of that.
Can't say C, you gotta say no.
Did it do that?
You gotta say
That's
no.
what I'm saying, Google Scholar. Because That's what the conversation is about. Did they show and prove how they was able to see something and know about the elements? And that's the question. Heavy elements, the stars,
They
and the
attempt
moon,
that.
all that. That's the real thing, bro.
Do that. They basically was basically, to put in layman's term, they were just trying to say Van Beek was wrong.
Oh, they ain't
Yeah,
saying nothing about-
that's what I got out of it myself. Like they discredited
So what was Van Beek saying though? What did he say? Let me get
that
that
they
straight.
was on some
Catch everybody
bullshit.
up.
The niggas that the white boy Grial and people even before him had spread the bullshit. That's how they got it. You know, it's only one. It only makes sense, and one, you know, only one thing makes sense. And Grial or Van Beek was just flat out about it, basically. But they discredit him. They
discredited the
him,
guy that said they couldn't see. So Van Beek said he couldn't see the star system, right?
Right.
So was he right? Was he right?
Yeah, Van Beek was definitely right. They said his methodology was flawed.
But was he right though? Based off what we know, was he right?
Yeah, he was absolutely right. Basically.
So did the presentation prove that they seen the damn thing? See,
that wasn't what they was trying to do though. They weren't trying to.
So then why talk? Why have it? Because our conversation is what they could not see based off of this, and that.
No, they knew it. They knew about.
What they could
said
not
they
know.
knew about.
They didn't know about.
Stop saying C, because I don't want to have another video.
Yeah, the more you say C, the more they gonna clip you up.
It's the same thing. Don't think about. Listen, man.
Just don't say C, bro. We done
How
banned y'all.
Listen.
We banned y'all. We banning C. No C, no y'all.
Hold on.
Because I gotta wear your jersey. I don't. Y'all
see the game though. Y'all get the game now. Y'all get the game. So now you're saying that you knew houses was there, but you didn't see the houses. See that?
Basically, that's what he said.
So you basically saying, hold on, let me get this straight. I heard it through the grapevine. You're basically saying, you know what? I'm gonna stop right there. That's a great point. It's the see in the new, right? And I'm gonna show you a white boy that didn't see it, but had a scientific prediction that it was there. So you saying, watch this, that the Dogon, where they was at, had the ability to make scientific predictions? I say not no, but hell no, that's even worse.
Yeah, that's basically
for them motherfuckers to see it. Hold on, it'd have been better off for them to see it, Corey, than actually claiming them niggas made a scientific prediction and knew it was there and was waiting for modern science to catch up to that shit. That's some bullshit, dog.
Yeah, basically that's what they said. It was a prediction. They made
that's what it sounded like they're insinuating.
Yeah, that's even worse.
But if we're talking about science, we can't just say they knew about it. We have to show how they knew about it, right? Because that's how science works. If you
Brendan, I like the question. Did you see when Brendan went on there last night? Google.
Yeah, I didn't think they could answer his question either. But they
didn't. They didn't answer. Yeah, they did. He did. He asked a very good question. Go ahead though.
Yeah, well, I'm saying if we're dealing with science doesn't ask why, but it asks how, right?
Absolutely.
How did they know? So if you can show how they knew it, you can't really say they knew it, right?
Yeah, because, that makes it not probable.
Yeah. So you have to be able to show how they knew it. If you're claiming they knew it by supernatural means, then I mean you could say that, but
they didn't want to get into that at all, because even Brendan tried to have the conversation within the mythology. You know what I'm saying? And they didn't even want to entertain the mythology part, which is kind of how you have to have that discussion. I mean, you have to talk to it. I mean, if you're going to be looking at things from their perspective, from the Dogon's perspective, you have to look at it from their mythological point of view. You know what I mean? So just like if you're having a discussion, just as well if imagine if we was having a discussion with a Christian, right? We would have to step into the Christian worldview to have the discussion. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't mean that we necessarily believe these things. It's just in order to have the discussion, we have to step into that worldview. So I think that's what part they was missing that Brendan was trying to do. I think that was kind of walked over. They immediately like shot that down before he could actually even get the question out. Really, I mean, they kind of he had like 2 questions and they kind of walked over him before he actually got the questions out. You know.
Oh man.
Like in a situation like this, you have to go with the principle of Occam's razor, right? You have to say what is more likely. Is it more likely that they knew about it, or is it more likely that somebody said they knew about it when they didn't? And you have to say it's more likely that somebody said they did when they didn't. So that's basically how I look at it.
Definitely.
So, man, come on, man. Yeah, I don't want to muddy this show down. We're doing a whole nother show on that. I'm gonna show you.
Yeah, that presentation was stupid as shit.
Damn,
It
didn't.
like
that?
It didn't. Well, the problem I had with the presentation was he just did a whole lot of reading. Like when someone's gonna present something to me, I'd rather somebody read, right? And and because Sosa said it the other day, when you just read like that, you end up reading a lot of things that have nothing to do with the topic, with the matter at hand. You know what I mean? And so I like people to stop reading, summarize what they read. And as a matter of fact, like before they read, I want you to tell me like what you're saying first. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah,
if
like
I'm gonna
before I forget.
Yes.
We'll get it there.
And then read it and then summarize what you read. Don't continue reading for 3 hours. That just that I listened to it because I wanted to be able to have a discussion with Chavis, not Sean. Obviously, I can't have a discussion with him, but
impossible.
I could invite Chavis over and we could have had a discussion about it. That's why I watched the whole thing.
No,
go ahead.
Chavis ain't gonna come, yo. Sean ain't gonna let that nigga come over here.
Yeah, he ain't gonna let him come. He got the freedom.
Yeah, he got
done.
Free Chavis, yo.
Free Chavis.
I don't mean to cut your wisdom, right, Ken? But I also want to point out
that's gonna be the name of the next show. Free Chavis, yo.
Free Chavis. That is. Yo, why the doggone couldn't see none of that shit. I got him. Hashtag Free Chavis.
Free Chavis.
Yeah, hashtag Free Chavis, yo.
I'm gonna get a shirt.
Situation going on over there.
I'm gonna get a shirt.
I also want to point out, right, that the guy that they were using to debunk Van Beek, even though he was a qualified ethnologist, he never went to the Dogon. He was studying in a different part of the continent. He was in Nigeria. So you're
talking about Grial?
No, the from the presentation that he was reading.
Got it wrong. Slow down, Google. You're talking about Van Beek was having a dispute with Grial. And they both
they didn't. It was
no.
Go ahead.
You're not understanding.
They
go ahead, Chef.
Dogon country. They was just in 2 different villages.
Yeah, I understand that part. That's not what I'm talking
They
about.
wasn't in 2 different parts of Africa.
No, that's not what I'm talking about, though.
Okay. You're talking about another guy.
What I'm saying, the guy that they were using to debunk Van Beek, he never went to the Dogon. He was in Nigeria. He does the same kind of work. He's an ethnologist too, but he never went to the Dogon. He's in Nigeria, but he's supporting Grial and debunking Van Beek. But I'm saying Van Beek and Grial was among the Dogon. So I'm just saying, for context, this guy never went among the Dogon. So
I never went to Africa, and I'm debunking the Dogon. So
just saying.
question.
Yeah, they do that shit stupid to me, man. I ain't gonna sit up here
Is
and
it
say a nigga gotta
possible?
spend 60 years. There you go, CK.
No, I'm just saying,
There you
is it
go.
possible
There you
that we
go,
could
CK.
give what?
There you go, CK.
No,
What
I'm
is it
just saying,
possible
like,
for you and Chief X to get piece it
Yeah,
up?
is it possible? Is it possible? Is it possible?
probably not. There's like a 90%
Okay, so
chance.
then,
It's
so then
probably
why
not.
ask a stupid question? So why ask a stupid question then, CK?
No. You don't even know what the fuck I'm gonna ask. Goodness.
Wait, go ahead.
I was gonna say, is it possible
Don't change
that
it.
my fellow pseudo
Right? Yeah, she
They always
remixed that
leave something when they try to.
She remixed it.
No doubt, Ramza.
is it possible that my fellow pseudo killers could give Chavez constructive criticism on how he could make his presentation better for the future?
Yeah, that's what I
don't
was
know.
doing actually. That's why I watched this. I took the time and watched this whole 4-hour presentation
I
from
can give him some
start to
advice.
finish.
All
But
right,
Don't
go
be
ahead.
mean, Sheffrin.
but you know what? You know what, CK? They won't give me credit for that. You know what I'm saying? They won't say, well,
If they won't,
you know,
I will
the
beat
good
them
brother,
up, Corey. How
the
about
good
that?
brother Corey sat up and watched my 4-hour presentation from start to beginning, and he would like to have a discussion with me about that. Like, I wouldn't get that credit, you know, because I already heard what he said. Well, what I've said is done, and that's that. I'm not talking about it no more. Like, that's just I mean, like, you don't put a presentation together and then don't have an open discussion about it.
Right.
It don't make
He's
sense
not
to me.
talking to us because we don't read.
Yeah, I don't know how many
Yeah,
times that's
well,
ridiculous.
us.
That's ridiculous.
That's fair. Okay. I see your
That's
point.
not fair.
No.
That's
You
fair, CK?
wait. No, you misunderstand me. I'm saying I agree with what Sheffrin is saying. Like,
He's he's assuming we don't read. That's their way out.
yeah,
Right?
I don't think that
I
that's
don't
okay.
even think they
Like,
believe that. I don't even think they believe we don't read.
No, I
instead
listened to
of
the discussion after.
Nah, they believe that.
instead of doing that to people, the better way
and
would
that was the
be
sense I got.
to try to help
What'd you
us
say,
better
Google?
understand.
What would you say,
you know?
Google Scholar? You said what? Because CK, I don't know what you're saying, CK. You on
Yeah,
something.
no, I'm saying I listened to the discussion that they have after the presentation, and
Uh-huh.
I felt it was a little bit condescending. Basically, they're saying that you guys are stopped at Wikipedia. You're microwaving information. So
That's
I'm
that
not.
Wu Jai pack.
Yeah,
That's that Wu Jai shit.
yeah.
Microwave
It felt
it.
condescending. Like they're saying that
Yeah,
they're
but
not.
we
They're not.
able to have the discussion.
Yeah,
We
CK don't.
able to go to wherever, you
Why
know,
you gotta
wherever
do me like
to
that?
have a
Do you want to
discussion about.
fight?
I gotta do you like that because you defend that bullshit and you ain't
I
defending
did
that
not
shit. You know what I'm
defend
saying?
Hey, you
anything.
gonna have to get off
Yeah, yo,
CK
nigga.
because she ain't
Hey,
defending
hold up,
nothing
but
today.
CK, they'll let you on the panel, yo. You gotta tell us, you gotta go over there and keep
Yeah, they
that
let
same
you on
energy.
there. Yeah, I get kicked off the motherfucker. How many
Part of
times
the
I
good,
got kicked off the
part of the good
you
character.
be
You know
I
what
ain't never
I'm saying?
kicked niggas off this motherfucker, but I get kicked off shit. Me. Out of everybody, the big homie. I get kicked off
no.
the shit.
Hey, we
No,
need
my
6.
motherfucking black ass.
I'm
That
just
shit ain't
saying I
funny.
agree
I
with
ain't
what
never kicked a
Sheffrin was
nigga off
saying.
here that was in the family, nigga. So first of all that shit is slap stupid to me and my scientific literacy. My kids will laugh at this fucking doggone ain't had none of that shit. That's some bullshit. That's niggas, that's they Africa. That Africa don't fucking exist. You know what I'm saying? That shit don't exist. It's obvious. The shit they did know, they incorporated it into their life, into their farming. They was able to farm. You know what I'm saying? They was able to do certain things based off of what they used with their astronomy, bro. I ain't gonna add more shit to it because you can see it showing the culture. I ain't gotta read 50 books of niggas fight, white boys fighting back and forth. Get the fuck out of here, man. That shit don't even make no damn sense, yo. It's too much, yo. When you really get into the subject, it's way too much for them niggas to sit there in the fucking area and look up in the sky and know that shit. You don't, that's not how that's working, yo. You know what I'm saying? I don't got to read 50 million doggone books to know that. Not less than fucking math was really fucking telescopes they had on their head. Maybe that was it. Maybe the math they had on their head was the telescopes or some shit. Some type of tool that we don't know about yet. Hey, can anybody inspect those things on top of their head? What is them things called?
Well, that's what they gave Van Beek the credit for. They talked because he talked about the mass And I think that kind of related to what he had to say about the mask, kind of gave them credence or whatever. I don't know. They liked what he said about the mask. So they don't want to discredit him for that, but they want to discredit him.
Meridium, nigga. That's what it is. That is that Meridium tool. Meridium. That's what that was. I got it. I get it.
No, that's a lens. The Meridium tool. That's what
the fucking mask was, nigga. Trust me. That's how they measure shit.
No,
that's how they measure this shit.
I know what the Meridium. I read on. I'm telling you, yo. That's a tool, a scientific tool.
Well, that's what the fuck they had. That's the only way they gonna do it. The mask transformed to that. I'm not trying to hear that shit, man. Come on, man. Come on, yo. We ain't gonna play this game all of a sudden out of nowhere. That's like a Christian, yo. That's like a Muslim. The signs are around, man. Shut the fuck up. The clot. How'd you know it was the clot of blood? Like, come on, man. When we doing that?
Hey, you about to make that nigga do another video talking about he hates you again or some shit, man.
Oh, Lord have mercy.
So you already did the shit, nigga. You already did it, nigga. You can't take that shit back once you leave. I ain't trying to hear that shit. Y'all can play that. I don't play that game with people like that. Not no motherfucking kid. I don't play that shit.
Yeah,
yo.
but in his conclusion, because he had a conclusion, and basically what I got out of his conclusion is he's saying that, or this is what I'm getting out of Chavez's conclusion, and that's why I would like him to come on. We can have a discussion, so I can ask some clarification questions. But he's saying that there's speculation on both sides. So like we speculating and then they speculating.
Man,
so
nobody stupid, dog.
Nobody knows. Basically.
Fuck out of here,
yo.
That's stupid.
Did
yo.
you get in it?
Come
Did you
on,
sense that? Did you get that out of the conclusion, Google? Because I want to make sure.
That's what I'm saying. I personally feel it'd be a good discussion to have with Chavis.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but I'm saying, did you get the same thing? Like, I feel like they saying that there's speculation on both sides. Is you getting that feeling, or you?
Well, yeah, I got that feeling from the presentation, but the conversation after, is they're basically saying that Van Beek was wrong, and he was in the wrong area, so nothing he say can be taken seriously.
Right, that too. Yeah. And they kind of backed off of that. They kind of started to try to back off of it a little bit.
That's not even germane to the conversation. Like, think about that. Like, yo, we're saying, could the Dogon have known about Sirius B?
No.
We saying no. All that other shit they talking about, Girl and Van Beek, their argument is still fucking relevant. Either y'all saying these niggas, it was possible that these niggas standing in the middle of fucking Mali, right? With no telescopes and no advanced mathematics could motherfucking plot a motherfucking dwarf star and a binary star system that is no fucking way. That's the whole point. Anything that these niggas saying is irrelevant. I don't give a fuck about the white boys' arguments. And one was in a different part of fucking Africa. And who cares? Are you niggas saying that it's possible that the Dogon could have known about Sirius B? That's the whole point. The pseudo killers is saying that is negative. No, they didn't know. They couldn't have known. Period. Anything that they say afterwards, are y'all affirming that they did know?
And can y'all see the screen? Can y'all see the screen? Y'all looking at? Can y'all see the screen?
You pure some shit.
Can y'all see the screen?
Yeah, we see this. We see the screen. Yeah.
This from the Metropolitan Museum. Now, if this ain't a meridian motherfucking circle, them niggas couldn't have seen it. All right. If that mass right there don't represent a meridian circle, then nigga, they couldn't have known it was there. And I'm double tripping down on that shit. So either y'all figure out how this a motherfucking tool of measurement right there, nigga, or leave me the fuck alone on the subject.
Who will put something like that on their head?
Nigga, because that's the meridian circle, my nigga. It's the tool they use.
Yeah, even with that, he still can't say he knew. That's why our prediction is made. You don't know. You know what I'm saying? Like if you got to make a prediction, you don't know it. You understand?
Mhm.
It's probable. It's highly likely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not even that. It's a prediction.
Yeah.
I'm
But you
saying,
don't know.
so
You only can know
that
it.
right there, putting on the screen, bro. Either that's it or it ain't. You need a tool, yo. Like we've been saying. The white boy never seen
You
this
know,
shit.
it's part of their culture.
Could have known.
Yeah, that's part of your culture, CK.
CK called me in the Navy.
No, not my culture. I'm just saying that's part of their
Part of
culture.
Yeah,
your
the
culture.
mask.
Yeah, that ain't part of their fucking.
But
Look, that ain't
I
part of their
was trying to
fucking
say
culture,
something
see that?
earlier before Unc cut me off. God dang Unc.
Well, go ahead, say it.
I was gonna say that I agree. I'm just saying I agree with Sheffrin when he said earlier that that's not okay, that we trying to have a conversation with them about something and their immediate go-to is, oh, you don't read anything, you don't know anything. I'm not finna have this conversation with you. Like the whole point of having a conversation with somebody is to see where they're at. You know what I mean? And if you are talking, let's just say they talking with Sheffrin about the Dogon,
There's an
and
elephant in
Sheffrin
the
doesn't
room,
know
yeah.
something that they do know. You should use that as an
You're ignoring
opportunity to
everybody
teach
ignoring the
Sheffrin
elephant in the
about
fucking
the
room.
Dogon, something that he didn't
Todd
know
ignoring the
before,
elephant
instead
in
of
the
just saying,
fucking
"Hey, I'm not
room.
having this conversation."
Todd,
Well,
I'm tired of
they
ignoring the
ain't
elephant in the
gonna waste
fucking
their
room.
That's
time.
all I wanted to
Yeah, I'm
say.
tired of owning it. I'm telling y'all right now, I'm no longer ignoring the elephant in the fucking room. All right,
What's
the
the
fucking
elephant?
elephant in the fucking room is that Sean's a disrespectful little fuck, and he can't stand to be wrong, and so he can muddy the whole fucking conversation. And Chavis dive along with him with the stupid shit. The reality is they didn't know it. They couldn't have seen it, couldn't have predicted none of that. It's simple. It's not all this, man. And
Right.
everybody know it. And won't nobody come out and say it. Everybody playing this little game with him.
That's a fact.
Come on, man. I'm tired of playing this game. That nigga jumped off the fucking roof. Now he playing. Well, I ain't fucking playing. Now I'm saying what I'm saying. This shit's silly. Knock it the fuck off. Has nothing to do with scientific literacy. Come on, man. You don't write a whole book telling people promoting scientific literacy, then play this little fucking Christian Muslim game with Africa. Disrespecting Africa. It's disrespect to Africa. Them people want to know, fuck all that. Come on, man. Them people did good at what they had. Stop it. They was able to feed their village. They was able to prosper. Now you making them some shit to take all kind of Newtonian gravitational food. Come on, man. What's the game here, man? And then come out as racist. Come on, man. That's the elephant in the fucking room. Some shit, just knock it off. Everybody know what the conversation is. Come on, man. Stop it.
Yeah, but the thing about it too is
Well,
like if you in science, right? You don't go about trying to confirm something you already believe. That's confirmation bias. You're supposed to try your hardest to disprove it. You're supposed to try to disqualify it. That's what science does. Science tries to falsify something. All he did was have an idea what he wanted, and then went about confirming something he already believed. That's just like the reverse of what you do using the scientific method.
All right, we spoke a
Biblical
little better,
archaeology.
Sosa, and then twist it to make it seem like that we're not interested in Dogon mythology. Well, we absolutely are. We're absolutely curious about Dogon mythology. And, me personally, right, I like to hear about Dogon astronomy. Like, what's wrong with that?
And they discredited my man's too. That's what I can't understand. Like, fine, discredit Van Beek, right? But man, you can't throw Madupe in the trash.
Where's that, Kent? Kent, strike it up, Kent. Where you at, Kent?
Which one?
Madupe. Let's hear him. Let's see what he has to say.
So I still haven't figured out how to let the sound play through my jump.
When you go to share screen, is a button down at the bottom that say add audio. Can't stop it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And you got that $5,000 computer. This nigga got a $5,000 computer talking about Corey playing.
Sheffer say, stop it. Hit the
I asked Sheffer this shit early today. He act like he ain't know what was going on.
I'm taking tables.
I wanted to get you on live.
I'm taking
Hey,
Chambers
You
over
gotta know the way
Medupe.
Shepard do shit. You gotta ask him the question in the right way.
look,
You
I'm
know what I
sitting
mean?
here, I'm sitting here figuring shit out on the fly with this damn computer.
Man, Medupe ain't never read nothing but Africa, man. I'm taking Chambers over Medupe, man. Sure.
No, so
Man,
I will double down on what Unc said. That the elephant in the room is that Sean is disrespectful. And he don't like being wrong. And he created this whole shitstorm. And then Chavis dived in there with him and made a horrible fucking presentation. That shit was all over the place. I don't know what the fuck he was saying.
It was not. Yeah, I gotta say, you know what? I just want to have a discussion before I give an opinion on his presentation.
I heard I couldn't listen to that shit. He's disrespectful. You feel me? He talked crazy about people who don't talk crazy about him. You feel me? Talk about your comprehension and you don't read and this, that, and the third, and you just read a whole bunch of bullshit for 2 hours. Some shit that we don't even understand. Potolo and man, get the fuck out of here. Did they know about the star or not?
They beat you up on that though, Chef. I gotta say they beat you up on that on the
Potolo.
Did they know or did they make a prediction? Like which one is it?
Listen,
they made a prediction.
Listen, Potolo. I read it out of the book African Astrology or whatever, that book that we got. And it mentions the word Potolo in that. And it talked about it being a small grain or the smallest grain or seed in their language. And I think Tolo something about the star.
Yeah.
So I said that it was talking about a small seed. That's what the book said.
Yeah.
So them defining it even further, okay, I wasn't trying to be intricate. I just said what the book said about it. The fuck? But they'll take anything and try to stretch it out. Them niggas crazy, man.
Yeah, they honed in on that a little bit.
For nothing. For nothing.
Yeah.
Well, if they looking at the shit, but listen, if they looking in the sky and can see the light, right? So that's their description of what they looking at in the sky in their language. We translate it as a fucking star, which is a sun. Did them bitches know that? No, they didn't know that.
Oh, no.
They didn't know that the sun that rise every day is the same fucking thing they was looking in the sky. How about that? I'm gonna say this again. When they look at that sun that rise up in the day in their face, right there, right? I bet you them that bright light they seen, they ain't know that was that.
Yeah, they know.
Come on, man.
Yeah, I think at this point, like we might want to. They might want to switch gears and start talking about things that Dogon actually did.
We gotta lend some olive branches at this point, don't we, CK?
No, I'm an olive
Brendan will tell us
they
to
need to switch gears. Like, can we actually learn about some shit that they actually did? Something that we can be proud of and be like, yo, this is real cool. Like the hats that they make. Those hats that they make
They
are
don't
really
talk
unique.
about. That's not what they're bringing up, though. They're not bringing that up. They're not even addressing
hats. Who the fuck?
Yeah, you know, like they got an interest in culture. They make food over there. Like, I think that'll be something different we can learn about.
Yo, y'all ready for me to play this shit?
Yeah, play that.
Go ahead and play my
an
man.
Indigenous African.
Let's see
what an Indigenous African have to say. What does an Indigenous African have to say? He's an Indigenous African. This guy is promoting astronomy, right? In Africa. You know what I'm saying? He's trying to get the text translated, all right, in Timbuktu with indigenous homegrown Africans dealing with astronomy. So what does this man has to say?
They threw him in the trash, man. Go ahead.
No, it's ridiculous because you give me a source that supports me and then mad at me because I believe the source that you gave me that supports me.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Then everybody act like it's me. It ain't fucking me. Shit, if I don't agree with something, I don't agree. I just could be wrong. But I ain't gonna start making chefing is this and that of this because I don't agree that's the way it should be said with evolution. Okay, and I very well could be wrong, but I ain't gonna go on no campaign on niggas with that. Oh, them niggas don't fuck with the Egyptians and do y'all don't got the methodology. I ain't fuck with y'all niggas and jump off the path. Why would I do that? It's a fucking show. And then say I'm playing. Yeah, all right. Nigga ain't playing. The next nigga tell
You
me,
gotta admit
nigga
though,
playing. I'm not
you
talking.
hung
Hold
up on
on.
me at least 3 times.
Next nigga tell me that nigga was just playing. I'm hanging up on you and I'm gonna play for 10 years, not listening to you. And call you back in 10 years and say, I'm just playing.
I'm about to play this shit, yo.
Thank you for your
Y'all can hear
presentation.
Yeah,
Very
yeah.
informative.
That's
and,
that
very
$5,000
interesting.
audio right
I'd
there.
just like to know whether you have come across the history of Robert Temple and Marcel Griol, who have actually went to the Dogon and researched about the Digitaria. And they say that there are 3 of them. Yeah. We know about 2 of them, but there's one C which we haven't seen yet. How you come across that, and explain a little bit more about that, please. Thank you.
Okay, thanks for the question. Whenever I'm asked
That was
question,
Chavis asking that question.
I
Go ahead.
immediately see disappointment in people's faces when I give them answers. And that is because, we went to the Dogons. We spent 3 weeks with the Dogons. And the filmmakers, they're not scientists, so they were very curious about this also. So one of the first questions they asked the Dogons was whether they knew anything about this Sirius A and Sirius B, which apparently the Dogons are supposed to know existed without having had telescopes. I mean, the knowledge of Sirius, the companion of Sirius, was only discovered in the 1800s by someone with a telescope of this size, about 25 centimeter in diameter. So then the Dogons would have knowledge of this was a mystery. So we went and we asked them, and none of them seemed to know anything about this. And we were not the first people to get that kind of response, because I believe also in the early 90s or early 80s, Belgian people went there to the Dogons and asked them the same questions, and the answer again was no there. So, I feel comfortable with that answer, because otherwise, as a scientist, it would have been very difficult for me to explain how they came to know that kind of information.
Did you hear the last part was the most important part that he said?
Yes, it was. Yes, it was. Corey, go ahead.
He said, as a scientist, it would be very difficult for me to explain how they knew this. That's why he's comfortable with the answer no, because when you say they knew about it, there's a question that arrives, and Sosa, Google Scholar, and Unc all said the same thing. How? That's the question science asks. How did you know? Science don't care about why or what time it was or where, none of that. They just want to know how. That's it. Fine. They ain't gonna tell you lying. No, they ain't gonna say no, you didn't know that. No, you ain't know that. They ain't gonna say no, it was no way possible for you to know that. Science wouldn't say that. They would just ask the question, how? That's it. And that's the most important thing he said in that thing.
So why the game? Why the elephant in the fucking room, Corey? That's the point we're trying to make. And everybody act like that's not what it is. And everybody act like we bashing Africa. It's a bunch of bullshit, man. Come on, man. We teach scientific literacy over here. Right, wrong, or fucking indifferent. We're not playing around with the Malachi. I call the Malachi your games. It's the same shit the nigga played with me, you know what I'm saying, for 5 years, yo. You can't play them games once a person is scientifically literate, though. Well, kind of, sort of, or the man, and 3, Van Bleek, another nigga, that, all that. Man, the astronomer got straight to it. His points are clear. As a scientist,
did good work, though. He did. He actually did good
well, I'm
work.
just saying, but don't throw
It's
him in.
irrelevant. Van Bleek is irrelevant to even talk. Did these niggas know about Sirius B? Whether Van Bleek was completely wrong or it's irrelevant. That's the whole point. All of them are irrelevant. People are going to them in the 90s asking them. People are going to them in 2020 asking them.
Yeah.
They don't know. So they didn't know about Sirius B. They didn't know about the companion star. That's our whole point, yo.
And you know, and that's crazy, because the thing that they're gonna say is, and I absolutely agree with you, but what they gonna say is, them niggas when none of them niggas in the 90s initiated, and ain't none of these niggas in 2020 initiated, so they not telling them the information for real.
That's why I broke away from that shit, because it's stupid, dog.
Yeah, that's when I kind of bow out, like, like it's nothing you can do at this. There's nothing we can say or do at this point. They have in their mind what they want to believe, and yeah, you're not going to convince them.
That's your stance, then that means that you don't know also, and you can't prove it. Because you got to say, you know what, neither one of us can show up.
They kind of said it was speculation on both sides. Yeah, they said that.
Then why do a 2-hour goddamn video reading some shit trying to debunk what we're saying? Rather than say, bro, you know what, bro? You know, you're right. I don't know how they knew. We don't know how they. This shit would have been over. It's over with.
No, how is it speculation on both sides, yo? Like, no, we're not.
Because they saying we didn't read. We didn't read.
We're not equal in this, yo. This is not an equal argument, yo. It's more evidence pointing to they didn't know than they did know. This shit is not equal, yo. Like, so that's nah, fuck that. I ain't accepting that.
It's no evidence pointing that they knew it. The only thing they knew was Cyrus A. And watch this. Here's something simple shit for y'all, Negro pans out there that think there's a chance. I hope you understand that Cyrus A is one of the brightest stars, is the brightest star in the motherfucking thing. So you're not gonna be able to see the other shit. So you're not gonna be able to see the other shit. I'm gonna say this again. Being as though Cyrus A is the brightest star, you're not gonna be able to see Cyrus B. You can't see it because of that. I'm gonna say you're not gonna be able to stand there, do 50 rituals, and stir that motherfucker.
Don't use see. They never said.
Okay, you not watch this. Okay,
I don't want you to pin you down on the bullshit.
Oh man.
They're not
they're not gonna be
because they gonna hone in on all the bullshit.
Okay, let's go to this.
Debunk everything you said based on C, bro. I'm telling you, don't say C.
Okay, so they not gonna be able to see. That's the elephant in the room too, yo. They just do shit, yo. That's just doing something though to play that game like that. Okay, they ain't gonna be able to know it's there without the NOMO. It came from there.
Yeah,
How about that? You need the NOMO.
I just thought about that. You have to accept the whole thing, or you have to throw it away.
Right.
So you have to co-sign the NOMO and all of that.
So you're gonna throw their tool away. What's their tool, the NOMO?
Yeah, that's how they do. And that's what's Brendan. Do you remember that Google Scholar? Because Brendan came on and he tried to, that's what I was saying. He was trying to step into the Dogon's mythology and talk about it from their point of view, and they wasn't having that at all.
Yeah, they dismissed that. But you're right. If we're gonna take Griot's word, Griot also talked about the NOMO. So they have to take the whole thing, or they have to throw the whole thing out.
Absolutely, yeah.
Yeah.
With the NOMO.
Yeah.
That's all right. So we'll bang something tomorrow, yo. We don't bring up all this. But how long we been doing the show, yo? Fucking frustrated. How long y'all want to rock? Because I'm gonna put the whole me, you, Anthony. We're gonna put the whole fucking shit. We're gonna show you how a nigga knew it was there. We're gonna show you what you need to know to get there, and then the audience can actually see how ridiculous this shit is. This ain't no. It's just like saying, yo, out of nowhere, you're gonna make fucking electric. They had electric cars before the gas engine. They ain't gonna just have no fucking electric cars without understanding electricity. Right before Tesla and them.
It's not
Think about that
technology.
shit.
Right. A car is not Stone Age technology. You're not gonna find an electric car in Stone Age motherfucking archaeological site. It's not gonna be there. It's fucking ridiculous.
Man, but
It's too much. Come on, Corey.
off
You
the
study the
subject,
cosmos, Corey. Corey, come on, Corey. It's really disrespect to the fucking cosmos, yo. You get my point, yo.
yeah, it's
Nature don't allow that. Nature don't play that shit.
I
Do
think
you
it's
know that?
disrespectful to the Dogon, actually, me personally, but
It's super. No, it's super disrespectful to their custom and their traditions. For a group
Right.
of white motherfuckers to muddy the water, and then for a group of African Americans to come behind that shit and not be satisfied with what the fuck they did do.
Right, yeah,
It's disrespectful.
absolutely. Yeah.
Like what they did wasn't on par with the level during that time in their world, in their fucking world. Come on,
Yeah,
yo. Like,
they was at the top level and they were,
right,
you know, I mean,
right.
yeah.
I respect their astronomy game, yo, and I respect they mixing in the religion with it and all that. When you pull out the fucking parts they did understand, and you pull out the, you leave it right there and say, all right, that's mythology. Boom, boom, boom. Okay, I got it. That's really having high level understanding of their shit. Not coming to y'all acting like repeating the same shit. The All Max was African and the Dogon. See, that's the same. It's the same shit.
That's the
It's
way
the same
racist
shit we
white
promoted.
supremacy. Because like you said, you ain't satisfied with what they doing. You know, so and that's another thing with white people, they never satisfied. You know, they always want to add some bullshit to it. And that's what they doing is kind of disrespectful. Not being satisfied with what they actually did, not giving the credit to what they actually did, you know, being able to map out some of these stars and you know, plot their crops and understand when to get the ground ready for fertilization and all that kind of shit so that they can pass their genes on to the next generation. You know, that's what they was trying to do. So, but man,
Right.
I
The
wanted
ultimate
to
goal, though, Corey, the ultimate goal of the whole argument is to show that Black people did it before white people.
Right. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, nigga. You know that's you just killed it, Sosa. That's the true elephant in the room.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I don't want to take credit.
What?
Yeah, that channel need to be shut down at this point.
You great.
But
man, I want to suggest a book to people, man. I listened to my book. I listened to this book for the third time today. It's crazy because it actually it's a 9-hour audio, right? I didn't finish it today, but I got through most of it.
What's the name of the book?
It's the name of the book is called Billions and Billions. It's written by Carl Sagan. Man, this I gotta say, this is probably, I know every time I say I read a book, it's always the best book I've ever read, right? But I promise you, man, this one here is a great read, man. It's a great read. I suggest getting the Audible because and the PDF comes with it, and you're gonna definitely need that PDF to get through to grasp, you know, some of these numbers that they're talking about. But it's not, you know, I think the cover and the title is kind of misleading, which I like that. I kind of like the way it's relevant. The Billions and Billions is definitely relevant, but it's not only about like astrophysics. It's about numbers and how they affect us in everyday life, exponentials and shit like that, right? It's a very, very, very elaborately written book. The lady that does the narration is a sister. I can't think of the sister's name, but the book is written by Carl Sagan and she does the narrating. She's a great orator. She got a great reading voice, everything. Like, I really enjoy this book and I really suggest people go out there and get that. Billions and Billions. It puts things in perspective.
I got a book something like that too. Came out not too long ago by Steven Pinker. It's called Rationality. Same thing as dealing around
Steven Pinker. Okay.
Dealing around mathematics and how, you know what I'm saying, basically base rate mathematics, and how, you know, we're not evolved to do that, and how in our mathematics sometimes we don't account for base rate, and it's pretty deep. It's about same thing, about 8 to 9 hours. And normally I don't buy 8 to 9 hour book because you know what I'm saying, I need at least at least give me some teams, you know what I'm saying? But I got it's a good book though. It's a good book too.
Billions and billions.
Yeah.
All right, man. I'm gonna check out, man. Shit. Get some rest, man. I'm gonna need to get some rest, man.
I'm about to shut this
I
joint down.
appreciate the conversation, nigga.
For sure.
One of y'all want to take over.
I'm about to.
All right, man. Have a good night.
Peace.
All right, man. Peace to everybody on the panel and everybody in the chat, man. Good show, y'all. CK,
Thanks
any
for
last
striking
words?
that up, yo.
Oh, ain't no thing.
CK disappeared as usual.
So they Call of Duty.
Right. Got to go. Shit, got to go. I tell you what, though, we're gonna.
Tug My Out was on the panel. Did he say something?
Nah, he said he clicks on because it's easier to listen in on it.
Oh,
that
okay,
way,
I got you.
rather than YouTube and in your pocket, you know, what I mean, that should stop pressing button.
Battery saving, yeah.
Right.
Yeah, we're gonna have a good conversation over Cyrus B though. All right.
Sure,
and I'm gonna show you, I'm just want everybody to really see what the real level is and stop playing.
I saw
what I'm saying?
Anthony
Like, we don't gotta
out
play
there.
with people like that.
What up, Anthony? Shout out to Anthony, man.
Hey, CK, make us a thumbnail for that tomorrow.
Yeah, we definitely want to do that. Yo, we need to get that in, have that good conversation, show you the tools. You know what I mean? So y'all can just. Sometimes y'all don't realize why we saying what we saying, right? So I'm gonna show you why we saying what we saying, right? Like this shit is totally interesting how they reach their conclusions, yo. You know what I'm saying? Like you like, man, it took all that. So to wash that shit away with a couple fucking masses and a couple dances, yo, to get to that, yo, that's just fucking crazy to me, yo. Right? That's crazy that people would even promote that.
It's saying, how can we get that book? You can get it on Amazon, Billions and Billions, but I recommend Audible. Get it on Audible because it's an elaborate book. So get the Kindle, right? You can get it on Kindle or Amazon or whatever, right? But get the Audible, man. That's more important than getting the Kindle to me. But yeah, peace, y'all. If y'all done, man, I'm out, man. Peace.
Yeah, I'm definitely done. I'm out. Peace to the chat, man. Everybody in the chat, man. We out.
All right.